That means we have to be entertaining all the time. Start being entertaining.
I'll try.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've done anything live.
Entertaining.
What a friggin' palaver.
I'll try.
It's just made me create an account.
It's been a while since I've done anything live.
What a friggin' palaver.
Sorry, that was the echo on the stream that I was... Yeah, okay.
Wow. now I had to create an account. I've never had to create an account before.
I don't know why it did that.
Join.
I guess there's probably something checked that said like only authenticated users can join or something.
That's what he said. He said you need to have an authorized email account. So
I'm
luckily you can sign in with Google these days, so it wasn't that big a deal.
I'm glad to hear it wasn't that big.
So just sign in with Google.
Right.
And job's done. Hiya, Dan. You're a lifesaver.
Yay,
no worries. Happy to help out.
Thank you for
you're a
joining us.
you're a good guy. You're a good guy.
Yes, you are.
I've always said that about you. Always. Have you lost weight, Dan?
Possibly. I did a load of cycling earlier this year, and I'm going to get back on it.
You do look thinner. You definitely look not like me. I look fatter.
Yeah,
I lost getting fatter.
Lost about 1.5 stone over like the beginning of this year.
Oh, well done. Well done. I wish I could lose 1.5 stone. Jesus.
Well, it helped with the pub not being open.
Yeah, well, that helps. Well, trouble is you can get beer at home. You don't need to go to the pub. Anyway.
Shall we set sail?
I think we should. Are we streaming and all that balls? I don't know.
We are indeed.
There's a big black
cool.
So
I can see. I can see. That's good.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What a night.
Okay.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
And by the way, I am sorry about the late start. That's on me.
It's fine.
It better be fine.
Well, it has to be with no choice.
Welcome, yo, to the Veteran Gamers. Juju, Ginny, other fellas will tell you about every single game that we playing this week. News, reviews, and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors. It's the Veteran Gamers. It's the Veteran Gamers.
Jesus Christ, look at it.
Perfectly level flying is the supreme challenge of the scale model pilot.
Hello and welcome to episode, I don't even know what it is anymore. Does anyone have any idea? Is that what it is?
YouTube stream.
Oh, yeah, so it does. 608. We are so professional of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
I'm trying to be professional. I got numbers. I got a stream going.
Yeah, weird thing is I did look it up and then went completely blank. It must be my age.
Chaos between when you looked it up.
It is because I'm old.
Because even though Chinny's not here, which is sad, we don't like the fact.
It is sad. It is sad.
Some stuff going on. People don't ask questions. We have someone filling in for him.
Indeed. I hope I can fill his cavernous shoes.
He has got big feet, can I just say?
Those who don't know,
massive.
Who are you, masked stranger? He's not wearing a mask.
I am Dan, hardly Dan, of Joysticks and Chill podcast.
Welcome, Dan.
Yeah, so how is everybody? Are we all well? We good? We all good?
I'm good, but I am exhausted. It was our first week back in school last week. So after having done distance learning for half of the previous year and then hybrid learning for the other half, but having Wednesdays for, catching up with paperwork, suddenly I'm teaching 5 days a week and I've got 3 classes a day and they're 90 minutes long and it's just been very hectic.
They're going, get in school, get back.
So I've been trying to prepare for next week and get stuff done from last week, and it's all very chaotic. And here's the thing. I am the stupidest teacher in the world because the first week of teaching is always hectic anyway. But I start every class by giving my students a 2-page writing assignment, and I send an email home to every parent, family, caregiver, whoever, saying, hey, please get in touch. Let me know something about your kid. So I have 75 emails that no other teacher has to deal with. And I have 150 pages of writing I have 150 students, so I have 300 pages of writing.
Wow.
Right away. It's ridiculous.
Do you know what, though? It's nice that people replied.
Yeah,
Because a lot of the time, people don't give a shit and they go,
I wish I had more
whatever.
deadbeat parents in my.
What the fuck? I thought this shit. What does he want to know about my kid
I tried
for?
to reach
He
out
can
and
find out himself.
But see, it's an insurance policy because later on when the kid's like, oh, I didn't know, the parents are like, why haven't we been contacted? I can say, whoa, slow down. I sent a print letter home with your kid, and I sent an email home to you. So don't give me this. I haven't made contact. Crap. Yeah. Crap. So anyway, that's how I've been. I'm hectic and scattered, but I'm doing well.
You're a scatterbrain.
I am a scatterbrain.
So you are a scatterbrain.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Dan, how are you?
Yeah, how are you, Dan? How's the
good.
COVID capital of the UK at the moment? Then is he doing all right down there?
Yeah, well, I live in a tiny little village on Exmoor, so it's not too bad. Although the people that live opposite my mum, they've got it because they went to Boardmasters.
Oh, geez, yeah, that's been a
seems like a great idea,
hasn't it?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and one of them's quite ill, like previously.
What, mate? Can I just say, right? And I know we don't really talk about COVID very much on this show, but can I just say, when these festivals go, shit, there's been 5,000 cases linked to our festival. But we did everything, they had negative lateral flow test results and stuff. No one ever mentions that you can register one without even doing the test.
Can you?
Yeah, of course you could. You can register a lateral flow test as negative and not even do it. It could come back positive and you could register it as negative. The lateral flow tests are not worth the stick that you use to do them. I do them twice a week for work. Okay. And on 2 occasions at work, when people have had COVID, they've come back negative. So there's that issue as well with them. So it's not only the issue that you can actually register it as negative regardless of what you've done. It's just, all you literally do. What's the funniest thing about registering your lateral flow test? You put all the info in, right? And then it comes back and says, just to let you know, your lateral flow test was negative. And I'm like, I know, I put it in there myself. I did it. So of course it was negative because I put it in 2 seconds ago. It's the most unreliable piece of shit ever especially for festivals and stuff. It's literally a nonsense. Yeah. But anyway, sorry for.
I figure out how to get this YouTube thing.
Yeah, like I said, that looks so cool. That dude, very professional.
It will look nice, don't you?
It'll look nice eventually.
Nice. Why don't you shut up?
But yeah, I do feel sorry for Cornwall. But you know what? They want the cash. Someone had said, one of the shopkeepers had said, oh, well, it's bad down here, but I need the money. We can't have another lockdown. We could do with a 2-week lockdown, but to be honest, I need the cash.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And a lot of the tourists around here, like, they're bad enough in the summer normally, but they're just like wandering out into the road like idiots.
Yeah. Well, it's chocker, isn't it? But anyway, we don't talk about COVID on this show, even though we've just done that for 10 minutes.
God damn it, I just changed the thing on the screen. Now I'm not supposed to change it back. We
are talking about COVID.
Yes, we're talking about opossums now because I have a story time.
Yay!
My favorite time. It's story time.
I was walking the dog recently, and we were going past we have this little playhouse that the previous dude built. Like, it's a house, like a tiny little house for kids to play.
Cool.
It's got a slide.
I like houses.
It's very fancy.
Have you played in it, Duke? Have you been down the slide? I haven't been in it
because it's like small and it's like made for kids, and I can't. But we have had the Duchess has gone through it, and 2 of our smaller friends and one of their kids went through it. So. But anyway, so we were past that, and I go around the corner, and the dog is sniffing everywhere, and I'm like, what are you sniffing at? And I suddenly look over, I'm like, there's this dead possum on the ground. I was like, oh no, poor little guy. And I was like, oh wait, maybe he's playing possum. No, he's like just dead. So there's like flies and crap around him and stuff. I was like, oh no.
Nice.
So the Duchess was getting her hair did, and I texted her, I'm all like, hey, I hate to ruin your getting your hair did, but like, there's this dead possum. What should I do about it? And she goes, don't worry about it. I'll deal with it when I get home. And I was just like, I'm sorry that you have to deal with it. And then today we buried it. Because then yesterday she goes, hey, look. When she got home, she was like, hey, look, there's a turkey vulture hanging out on top of the little house. Like this enormous bird. And we were like, holy crap. It's like, I guess he's going to eat it. So he did, but he only ate part of it. So we were just like, oh. So the rest of it is still there, or he was. And then this morning the Duchess is like, I'm gonna go bury that possum. I'm like, well, I don't feel right about not helping. So I went out and helped, and we buried the possum, and all is right with the farm now.
Yeah, can I just say, Duke, I know this is unlike you, but apparently you're quiet. According to two people, you're a bit coming through very quiet.
Uh-oh. A little quiet or very quiet? I don't know.
Well,
people, that's what Gavlar
Well,
says.
Sumu's put you are very quiet, Duke, which is totally unlike you. Okay. And Gavlar's put, Duke, you are coming through a little quiet, but it might be my phone, but it's obviously not your phone.
Into the mic a little more. Is that better? I hope that's better, people, because I'm not fiddling with any settings right now.
Don't fiddle with nothing, Duke.
I'm not fiddling with nothing. If I'm quiet, maybe I'm just going to be quiet. I don't know what to tell y'all.
But... can I just say, by the way, we all think flies are a pain in the ass and they're a horrible insect, don't we, normally?
Yeah, Stu's going to make an argument for flies.
But I have an argument for flies because, one, it showed you there was a dead possum.
Well, no. The dog showed me it was a dead possum.
Well, I guess, but you saw the flies. At first, you thought you were playing possum, then the flies
enough,
went...
Yes.
Yeah.
They were proof that it was dead, I guess.
But we went for a walk in the park the other day.
Yes.
And, I don't know whether this is just me, right? But you see a pine cone or something on the floor, a stone, or you have this kind of urge to kick it. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, what it is. But if I see something on the floor in my where I'm walking, I have to give it a bit of a boot. Don't know why. But I saw what I thought was a pine cone, okay, and I was literally about to kick it. And then I looked down and there were flies on it, and I realized it was a piece of dog shit, right? So there you go. If it had to be for the flies on the shit, I may have ended up with a toe full of dog shit. So there you go. Well, flies are all right by me.
Yeah, that's weird. So someone said I sound like I'm talking through a pillow. You know what? It's just gonna have to be that way because I'm pretty sure it's coming through the standard way on the audio recording. So. If it's muffled on the video, I don't know.
No, you sound absolutely fine to me.
Well, I'm glad I sound fine that way.
Your levels are
like
fine.
6 different pieces of software.
We know what your bloody setup's like. It's mental.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Goddamn mental.
Just have to be what it is. So. Sorry, everybody. Deal with it.
So there you go. Flies are good.
And then I have one more thing to tell a story
about. Wow, more stuff.
I know. It's like crazy.
Wow, this is like story time overdrive.
So every night when we go to sleep, the Duchess and I will listen to something funny, maybe a stand-up comedian or a humorous podcast as we go off to sleep, right?
Yep.
Late last week, we were going to sleep, and I plugged in the headbuds because I had this new phone. It's an iPhone. It's fancy, but it doesn't have the standard head plug jack. You got to get a adapter, right? So I had the adapter with the headbuds, and then it went like just horrible static. I was like, oh my god. And I tried a different set of headbuds, and it was the same thing. So I realized, it's the adapter. And then I realized, you know what? Maybe I should just give the wireless headbuds thing a try, because they've been out for a while, and I'm skeptical, but I'm like, maybe I'll give them a try. So I got these Skull Candy brand headbuds, and they're very fancy. The case like charges them, and like. So anyway, these things are freaking amazing. Why did I wait so long to get
Are these Bluetooth, are they?
Yeah, they're Bluetooth.
Yeah, aren't they way better? So much better.
Just sit there in your ear, and like I hope they last a while. Because the one thing I'm nervous about is like having to shell out $30 every year to get a new set. But
no, I've got some that I've had for 2 years. Some Bluetooth headphones, and they're great.
These are great. I really love them. Thank you very much, Skull Candy, for making a decent, moderately priced set of headbuds. And the other thing is, like all the headbuds that I bought that are wired, they always have like a button for like answer the phone, activate Siri or whatever, and start and stop the audio. And so if you're lying in bed, occasionally you'll roll over on that button and it just turns it off. I'm like, So these are better because they don't. I mean, they do have buttons that can start and stop things, but you got to like hold it for a minute, and that's not going to happen when you're sleeping. So, very nice. I'm very happy with my purchase. Hooray for wireless headbuds.
Hooray for technology.
Yay.
Do you know, actually, I've been talking to technology. I've been looking at new cars this week because...
New cars?
I know, right? The car I'm driving currently, I've had for 5 years.
That's not very
long.
And
That's not long at all for the life of a car.
No, but I didn't buy it new. I didn't buy it new. It's a 2008. Okay. So this is how old this thing is. 2008 Honda Civic Hybrid.
It's 13 years old. It's a hybrid.
So it's 13 years old. It's
I had
done
my Honda
100.
for like 20 years, but you do you.
It's done 138,000
That's
miles.
a lot of miles.
So it's done a lot of miles, and things are starting to go wrong. Not major things, but like the air conditioning stopped working properly. It kind of works sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I know it's going to need new brake pads and this, and it's two new tires on the front. I'm like, why am I going to bother spending a load of money? It's about time I treated myself to a new car.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at new cars, right? And I want another hybrid.
You don't
I'm going to spend.
electric? Why not
No,
go
because
electric?
I've got to fanny around getting a plug socket on the side of the house and all that
It's not that
balls.
big a deal, dude, and it's such a nice. Think about the pickup.
No,
when you're at a
but
car, when you're
right.
at a stoplight, Stu, nobody would be able to
Think
do
about
it.
this, right?
You just take off.
We go to K Sisters for the weekend.
Now,
We can't
there's
get
the
back.
Right.
We can't get back.
Right.
We can
Well,
get there.
Could you
but we
plug it in
can't
when you get there and then just leave it plugged
They
in?
haven't got a plug. Have you? Plug it in the mains. It takes 35 hours to charge,
Yes.
man.
Oh,
What's
you're
the
not
matter
gonna
with
be there
you?
for 35 hours. You don't love her system. Then?
Yeah, you might want to go out the day after you get there. What's the matter with you?
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah, it's a bit of a faff. Anyway, so 60 miles to the gallon, right?
Yes.
So that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with that.
Nothing.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But it's got this app that you put. This is a car, by the way. It's an app you put on your phone.
Right. This has been
Right.
in cars for a long time.
Yeah.
You can make it heat.
Start it with your phone, Dan.
No, you can make it heat your car up in the morning
Right.
before you get up.
Yes, that's right.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I can
And
sit
if you
in
live
that
somewhere
car-
sunny, you can get it to cool it down as well.
I know. Where has this car been all my life, right? Because in the
Right.
winter,
Here's
I
the
get
thing,
up 20
Stu.
minutes before I go to work, fucking start the engine, put the heating on, and it's freezing in
Yeah,
the
but
car
here's the
while I'm
thing,
doing
Stu,
all this
Here's
stuff.
the thing. If you
Yeah.
have that access and activated and all that, like, it also increases the chances that people could hack your car.
Well, I don't care as long as I'm warm when I get in it. What's all that
until
about?
You can't use the brakes. Now, I'm not saying it's a likelihood. I'm not saying it's a big danger. I'm just saying I personally don't like having my car connected to the internet that way because it increases the chances people are hacking with it. And I'm just lazy and I don't want to deal with it. I probably like
You can't be bothered setting it up. That's what your
yeah,
problem
exactly
is.
right. That is it.
But yeah, I'm looking, but I'm taking my time. I'm trying to get something decent. I'm looking at Hyundai Ioniqs. So that's what I'm
Sounds
looking
painful.
Yeah.
at. It is terrible. You can't get it up there sideways. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what. Well, you can't.
There's no
They are
circuit
a
here.
big car, by the way. So that's what I'm looking at. But there was a good one, and then it had gone. Someone had already reserved it, and I'm like, dope. So I guess I'm going to have to look every day. This is a good time of year, by the way. This is the time of year when people trade cars in and stuff
Sure,
because
why
the
not?
new reg is about to come out, so there will be
Okay.
more available.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm going to get a new car. I've decided it's about time because my
Well,
other
you
one,
haven't treated
although it's
yourself to
been
anything
great.
except that vacation you just got back from, so you know.
I know. Well, we've not spent anything, have we, in the last 2 years? Because
He
you
does
can't
already,
do
Dan.
sod all. Can't do sod all.
Dan, you got a story? Anything going
Yeah,
on?
got a story, Dan.
No, not huge. I'm pissed off because I pre-ordered my new phone and
Oh.
it came out on Friday.
Yes.
And I got a message from 3 Mobile, the shittest mobile service provider in the UK,
Okay.
to say that I won't be getting it until the 15th of next month.
Oh no, what are you getting?
Jeez.
What are you getting, by the way?
The Galaxy Fold 3.
What?
With some-
They are expensive.
yeah, and it's coming with some earbuds as well. I don't really do much for my money at the moment, so it's not like I can buy a graphics card. So
Yeah.
No, that is true. By the way, I did get a bargain. I got an absolute
Okay.
bargain. I bought, but right, my mouse, it was my mouse. It was absolutely minging. Like the buttons had won. Like the rubber on your mouse when it starts to go sticky.
Yes.
Because you've had it that long. I'm like, yeah, I think it's time I bought a new mouse. And it just so happened, right? There was a Corsair M65 Pro
Okay.
mouse, which should not retail at £60, these retail at.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And they had a used good one on Amazon Warehouse for £17.50
Okay.
with free postage, right? And I thought it's worth, for 17 quid, it's worth a punt. And you know
Yeah.
what? It's absolutely mint. There was nothing wrong with it. It looks like it's never been used.
I bought one at last EGX when we were all there, and yeah, it broke earlier this year. The scroll wheel snapped. So
but it's a nice mouse, I have to say.
I'm actually still using the one that I won. You remember that EGX when I did nothing but play Elite Dangerous?
Yeah, with loads of prizes,
and then never got a free ticket again. Yeah, I'm still using the mouse that I won with that.
Wow.
Because all the others keep breaking. So
you got a quality item there.
Yeah.
Did you see?
I did indeed.
See, this is it. If you get it for free, it's definitely better. I guess we should talk about video games.
Where are you going? Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
What you been playing?
Are you serious?
What you
Talking
been
about
playing?
video games?
Can we cut the condescending crap and play the game?
Right, who's got? Let's have Dan go first. He is the guest tonight. Let's get him going.
Dan,
Okay, yeah.
What you been playing?
I've played something new. In fact, Sony, it's not out yet. Riders Republic, the new extreme action sport thing from Ubisoft.
Okay.
That it's got snowboarding, skiing, wingsuits, mountain biking, and have you ever played Steep?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they gave it away quite early. They were like, "Oh, no one's buying it. We'll just give it away." It's very similar. It's almost identical. It's pretty much the same game, but they've added bikes.
Okay.
So it's pretty much Steep 2, is what you're saying.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's all right. I mean, there are like mass participation races that you have like 60 of you all racing in them, and they're quite fun. But they only happen once an hour.
Right.
And then the rest
like
of
Battle
it's
Royale, but with snowboarding or whatever.
Yeah, and
Not really.
you don't get kicked out on the first round.
Yeah,
You
right.
get all the way to the end.
It's not only 2 minutes of play and then hunting for a new game right away.
No, it's about 10, 15 minutes. So they're good fun, but that's the only good bit of that game. It looks all right. It looks quite nice, and everything feels right, but it's no SSX tricky, or it's not like one of those classic snowboarding games from the past.
For those who haven't played SSX tricky, like what was it about that game that made it so special?
I don't know really. I mean, it was fast, it was fun, there were ridiculous maneuvers you could do, and it was easy to pick up, but it took a while to master.
Yeah.
It was it's a bit like Tony Hawk's, but with the fun turned up a bit more. Sure. But yes, Riders Republic, I'm not going to be buying it.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Has it got towers that you unlock?
No, it's got viewpoints like on the top of mountains. You've got to get. Yeah.
See, all they do is have a tower and just like call it something different.
That's their thing, man. That's what people come to expect.
And can I ask, what does it unlock when you look from a viewpoint? What do you get extra?
A quick cutscene of the camera panning around the very Assassin's Creedy. That's all you get. Yeah.
So does he not unlock new slopes or stuff like that?
Not as far as it was only the beta, so I don't know, but it may well.
Beta, or did you like?
It was until yesterday or the day before, and then it went open. So I'm allowed to talk about it now.
You did it when it got open.
No, I was in the closed, so I wasn't allowed to talk about it then. I keep getting invites for betas.
Because you're so special. You're a VIP.
Yeah,
He's special.
And podcasts and shit.
Yeah, well, we all do that. We never get shit. We don't get
we don't
shit.
put ourselves out there.
No, we don't. That is true.
If we took some effort, maybe we would get it.
I used to get loads of game demos at one point, and then we barely ever played any of them, so they stopped sending them. Yeah, I guess that's what happens. Yeah, free games for a bit.
Yeah.
Wow. Tosser, you don't get as much free stuff. How about that?
Yeah, that's totally true. It's totally true. When you're lazy bastards like us.
So,
I don't know, man. I'm pretty lazy.
Did you play it for like very long, or did you just play it for a little while and you're like,
played it for about 3 hours.
Wow, that's good.
I did
that's a decent
everything you
amount
can do in the beta.
Yeah.
Wow.
I came fourth in one of those races. Well, I was looking for more of the mountain biking events because I quite enjoyed them, but there wasn't many of those. So.
Now, do you reckon that's because there isn't a lot of that in the game, or is it just probably not in the beta?
I have no idea, because I mean, all the marketing, it kind of emphasized the mountain biking. All the material. It was like the mountain bike was at the front and center.
You're known as like somebody who rides their bike. I see all the time. You post on Twitter. You got bikes.
Yeah, we've seen the crash injuries.
Yeah, I haven't done so much recently, but yeah, I've got a couple of mountain bikes and a road bike, so I do like my cycling.
Yeah. And do you know snowboarding the same way? Like, could you?
No, but I do surf,
okay.
So that's as close as I get to snowboarding, surfing. There's no real mountains around here, so snowboarding's a bit tricky.
No, not so much.
No, tons of beaches.
Or snow for that matter.
But yeah, it's all right. It's worth having a look at. You know,
when they have it for free on the Epic Game Store, you can go get it.
Well,
there you go.
Or you could just, if you've got like the £12 a month subscription to Uplay, you can give it a go with that. Other than that,
though, isn't that? I heard it was a myth. I heard nobody actually had it.
I was tempted to, because there's a couple of things coming out, and I can't really.
Yeah, all you need to do, though, Dan, let's be honest, is go back and play like Assassin's Creed 2, and that's pretty much what you're gonna get.
Well, yeah. I'll probably just do it like for a month and then complete like the latest Assassin's Creed, and then that's £12 instead of £50.
Yep. And it's like every game they ever make, so you only need to play one. Sorted.
Oh, that is true.
That is all. That is totally true.
Soon? That's gonna be different.
Yeah, different how?
Giancarlo Esposito is gonna be in it. What?
Whatever.
He's cool.
Whatever. Anyway, what have you been playing, Duke? What have you been up to?
So I've been playing. Actually, I'm gonna rewind because I think I still have the thing up here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, there's this game called Destiny 2. I don't know if y'all heard about it.
Yeah, Destiny 2. By the way, and I hate to interrupt, but everybody's saying they can't hear you, Duke, at all.
They still can't hear me.
They can barely hear you.
What the what? I don't know.
Phrases like, can't hear Duke.
Well, I don't see anything in the chat on YouTube, but maybe it's in the Twitch stream that people can't hear me. I'll tell you what, let me turn my mic up. How about that? Does that help at all?
Well, that makes no difference to us, but it may make a difference on the stream.
Well, I turned that up because I thought I was too loud last time. So there was a slider on the OBS.
That might explain it.
Well, but I think I turned it down last time because I was too loud. So, whatever. Anyway, let me know if you can hear me now. I don't know what to say. I can't scream because then it'll come out weird on the podcast. So, all right. So Destiny 2 is a fun game, and I've been playing the Shadowkeep DLC, which take place on the moon, and there's this weird lady with the 3 eyes, and I finished the main storyline, and so now we okay, thanks for the feedback, Ian, NK Ford Snooker Club. I can't do anything about it. I'm sorry. That's just going to be the way it is. Turn me up when it's my turn. So Destiny 2, I wrote down here in my notes, I don't know if you can see it, it says fuck your necklace shards, because I finished the thing, and first of all, there's a new season, right? So as soon as you start the game up, it does this, you have this mission that you're on, which is weird because I didn't know what it was doing, and I'm not used to this whole process of every time there's a new mission, or every time there's a new season, it's got the very quiet. Never mind. Can still hear. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try not to look at the chat because it's just distracting me.
Don't look, dude. Don't look.
I'm trying not to.
Stop looking.
I care about people. That's the thing.
Stop looking at the chat.
Yeah. I'll fiddle with it when it's not my turn to talk, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, you fiddle with it then.
Destiny 2, right? So there's a new season, and there's this new cutscene because there's a new season, and they want you to buy the season pass and all this stuff. So they give you a mission, and it's kind of fun. And then they're like, now to continue with this, buy the season pass. And I'm not buying the season pass because I haven't finished the DLC yet. But when there's a new season, they put the old DLC on sale again. So I got the DLC for Beyond Light, which is very interesting. So there's that. And Derek, right? Yeah. So unfortunately, the worst part about this game is that the storytelling is very obtuse. It's hard to tell.
You've got to read all the books and tomes and bollocks.
The tome, I don't mind that. I can read those. The problem is that the people talk to each other in a way that they would probably talk normally in real life. But the problem is that's hard for us as the audience to sort of pick up on. So they go, oh, Gremblem is at it again. And you're like, who the fuck is Gremblem? And what do you mean he's at it?
Gremblem.
Played the old
yeah, I'd love there to be a character in Destiny 2 called Gremblem.
Well, yeah, there is. it's a type of thing where...
Of course there is.
Right. So, no, there really isn't. I just made that up. But
I know.
It's like, oh, the Dark Spawn. They're coming back. I'm like, what is that? What, huh? And there's so many of these characters. There's so much lore, and a lot of people who play the game probably have been through so much of it. By the way, the other thing I should say about my voice is I've been talking for the last week straight. The first week of school, I'm always talking a lot, so that may be part of it. I don't know. But anyway, now that's not it because you can hear me normally.
No, it's not it. No, that is not it.
Anyway, the point is that that you can't trust anyone. I did this whole thing called Forsaken, this whole DLC storyline called Forsaken, and I killed the main dude who was the enemy in that. He was your final boss, and then at the start of this new season, he shows up again, and he's like, he's talking to his sister, who I thought he was trying to find. It's so confusing. I'm just like, I don't know about any of this stuff, and I'm trying to follow the story. Maybe that's my mistake. Maybe I shouldn't pay attention to the story. So whatever. It is what it is. There are certain things in the quest log that you cannot abandon. That's very frustrating, because I don't know about you. Let me ask. How do y'all feel about keeping your quest log neat and tidy? Like, do you care about that, or are you okay having 100 different things in your quest log all the time?
I hate having 100 things in a quest log. So that's why I don't play these shit games. Because I don't want to play a fucking game where I have 100 things in my quest log going, go and grind this bollocks and go and shoot this shit. Like, yeah, no, I'd hate that. Hate it.
I don't mind it, conversely, because if there's like a group of quests dotted in one area of the map, then whilst you're over there, you can go and get them done, and whilst you're there, and before you go off and do some other stuff.
Stu's so fun and happy about it.
Oh, I just hate these games. I hate games where you're grinding bollocks.
Oh yeah, grinding sucks.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're allowed
for being
to be
grumpy.
Upset. All right, I'm putting a little gain on my audio. Let's hope that helps.
Yeah, stick a gain on your mic. It's just your mic.
Does that help people?
Just your mic, man. Turn your mic up.
Well, you know what? I'm learning as I go.
Anyway. It'll just be in OBS. It'll be on your mic settings in OBS.
I'm doing it in OBS.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So anyway, the frustrating thing. So here's the thing, and this isn't just about MMOs. It is specifically bad in MMOs, but it is true about lots of RPGs. We deserve, if you're going to give us an open world with 100 quests in it going at once, we deserve the ability to sort through that quest log thing. Like, we should be able to like group them and like put things over here. Like Skyrim and well, not Skyrim so much, but Fallout games have done a good job of putting quests in like main and then miscellaneous and that sort of thing. Fallout 76 actually does this pretty well. So I would like the ability to classify quests and like move them in different tabs and stuff like that. So it's 2021, man. So anyway, fuck your
yes, it is.
Yes. People in the chat, come on, you were complaining about the voice before. Now you need to tell me if it's better. I hope it is. I think it is.
It's totally better. You'll know because it'll be going in the yellow. It's going to be in the yellow.
Well, that's the thing. Is it? Well, whatever. Anyway. So necklace shards, right? So I finished the main quest line.
Necklace shard. What the fuck is a necklace shard?
I'm getting to that.
Jesus Christ! The hell is a necklace shard?
You're so much more angry about this than I am. So there's this.
I hate this game, and I haven't even played it.
So SLH, thank you SLH. That it's a bit better. I'm gonna
bit better. Turn it up more. Turn it up more. Give it some more.
Yes.
Turn up the volume. Pump up the volume,
now
dude.
Double the gain. It's up to 7 decibels. It better
pump
be
up
good.
The volume. Pump up the volume.
Get down. Okay. So I finished the main quest. And then there's a new quest. It's like, go find the skull helmet. And I'm like, what? Okay.
What?
That's like, you have a helmet slot in your armor. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to get a special new helmet. Okay, fine. So I find the skull helmet, and I have to, of course, go online to figure out how you're supposed to find the skull helmet. So I find the skull helmet, and then it goes, oh, now you need to decorate it with necklace shards or something. I don't even
decorate it with a fling flongs.
Yeah, thank you, SLH. Now it's better. And okay. So, right. And so she goes, and you get necklace shards. And I'm like, how the fuck do you get necklace shards? And so it says, I look at the description in the quest log, and it goes, you will get necklace shards by defeating nightmares with electric abilities.
Oh,
And I'm
God.
like, okay.
So you have to use a specific ability to destroy something to get a fucking necklace shard. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I figure, look, there's different types of weapons. There's void weapons, there's fire weapons, there's electricity weapons. I'm like, okay, I'll just use electricity weapons, no sweat. And here's the thing, Stu. It's not just getting kills. It's getting kills with these special kinds of mini bosses that are roaming the map. So you can go hunting for them.
So it's random. So it's a random spawn thing.
Correct, except the
God.
Skyrim. Mwah. Anyway, so that's the
this game it just gets better and better. Or
I know,
I'm
right?
say
So
worse.
I'm itching to play it again. I really am.
I know, right?
Shut up, Dan. Don't encourage
They should
him.
hire me by Bungie.
Oh God.
Me. So you go to this certain part of the moon where there's this constantly running like public event where there's these nightmares. They're nightmares. You gotta kill nightmares. So there's these nightmares constantly going from one altar to the next. So I go there with my electric weapon. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And I go there and I take one down with the electric weapon, and I'm like, I didn't get a necklace shard. I'm like, what the fuck? So I realize that I look it up and I'm looking, why am I not getting it? And it goes, you have to get the last hit. You have to be the one who kills the nightmare.
Are you having a laugh?
There's 7 other people trying to kill these things, and they think
Seriously,
they're helping.
are you having a laugh?
But wait a minute.
So
hang on a second. It gets worse.
Whoa, just
hang
a
on.
minute,
no,
right?
What?
Oh my God. So you've got to hunt down these random event things.
Well, they're not random. It's constantly going. You go to one part of the moon map.
Then you've got to get a special electric weapon thing.
Right.
Then you've got to fight with other people.
Right.
But you've got to be the one who gets the last hit in to kill it to get your necklace shard to complete another quest that you're fannying around with.
Right.
Holy
exactly.
fuck.
I want to clear all the quests from this DLC.
Delete this game now.
Now here's
Delete
the thing, Stu.
it from your hard drive.
You're correct about what it takes. Almost. Because here's the thing. When it says electric abilities, it's not talking about weapon type. It's talking about your special abilities. So you have grenades, you have like you can do a slide uppercut, and then you have your like supreme ability or your I don't remember what it's called. It flashes up all the time.
Your ultimate.
Ultimate, thank you. Duh.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not going to delete it, Ian. Don't tell me what to do.
Delete the game.
So again, but here's the thing. So
okay.
I used the sliding uppercut once, and I managed to get really lucky because I don't really know how to do it. I don't really use that much. I just shoot things. That's why I play this game, because I want to shoot things. I don't want to punch things. But I got near one, and I managed to uppercut it, and it was the last hit. And I was like, and I got some necklace shards. I was like, yay! This is gonna be easy.
Can I just ask how many necklace shards did you need?
3. I needed 20. I got 3 from killing one
Oh my God!
Oh, just wait. It
It's
gets
gonna
worse.
take you forever.
It gets worse. So
It can't possibly get any worse.
It
How
does
can it get worse?
because I get near another nightmare, and I'm sliding and doing the uppercut, and like I missed, and I was like, oh god damn it! You have to wait because there's a meter. You can't do it again right away. So I'm running around, and I'm getting stomped by these nightmares because they're very powerful. And you're not supposed to get up close, which is normally what I don't do. So I go, okay, I'll use my grenade. Okay, so I throw the grenade, and the dude runs away from it.
Was it an electric grenade?
Yes, it was an electric grenade. Because when you change
your
Stu, listen, when you change your subclass, it automatically changes your melee hit, your grenade, and
I'll tell you what.
Ultimate.
At least there's some sense in the development.
There's lots of sense.
You know, part of me thinks that these guys, when they sit in the boardroom,
they've got some right nerds working there, haven't they?
They've got some really smart people who know how to keep people engaged in the game and keep them coming back.
Well, they keep stupid people engaged in the game.
I'm not going to argue against that. So here's the thing. So I tried just regular punching because you can do a regular punch, but it does no damage. So I'm like, this is going to take forever. So I tried throwing the grenade. The dude teleported out of the way. I'm like, god damn it. So then, and here's the thing. Normally, the ultimate that I have installed is a fire ultimate, which you launch yourself back.
That's no good, though, is it?
Well, hang on a second. No, it's a great attack normally because you launch
no
yourself.
Good for this.
Just let me finish. You launch yourself in the air and hover 2 feet back.
Okay.
And then you're throwing a bunch of flaming knives at the opponent or the enemy, and it really does damage, and it's easy to make it accurate. Everything's cool when I do that. So, but it's not gonna work here, as you say, Stu. So I had to put the electric thing in, and when you do an electric, maybe there's ways to do a different kind of electric attack. But the way that I always had it was, you get this staff. and you're flinging it around, you're twisting and turning, but it's a melee attack, so you have to run up and like hit the dude. So I would get to the dude, and I'd activate the ultimate, and I'd go over and hitting him with the electric stab, and I'd get him almost dead, and then my ultimate would run out, and someone else got the last kill.
Of course it
I'm like,
does.
God damn it, you motherfuckers!
Oh
so I was trying to be like, people, don't go for the nightmares. I'm trying to do this quest. It took forever.
I'll be honest.
It probably took me 2 hours to finish this quest.
I'll be honest, Duke, right? This game is just designed to bitch slap you.
It really
That's
is.
what he's doing all the time. That's
It's
all
so
it
ridiculous.
does.
But I'll tell you
Oh
what,
my
when I
God.
finished that, when I finally finished the quest, I got
And
all
you
the
just
necklace
take it.
shards.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
I went to the lady and I give it to her, and she's like, "This was left to me by my comrade, blah, 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 and he wanted me to have it, and it was such an important. Thank you so much. I have some hope now in my life, and yada yada yada." So, and then I got like a different kind of gloves or something. And
Really?
They were the
Really?
same.
It was just a different color. It was the same gloves.
No,
were
it wasn't
fucking
even this different color. Because I have shade. You can apply shaders to anything. That's color doesn't matter. But sometimes you'll get stuff that's higher level, more power. You get more power, but it wasn't. It was the same.
Oh my God!
The gloves I had.
You know,
It
at
was
that point,
ridiculous.
I think I would have taken a sledgehammer to my PC at that point.
But
I
no,
mean, that would have
here's
been
the thing.
it.
Here's the thing, Stu. Later on, I did another activity that
Oh
got
God,
me
I dread to think.
No. It was relatively easy because I was like, how do you do this? And then I went to a video and it was like, oh, just go through this dungeon you've done a couple of times and then just turn left instead of right as you normally do. So I went left. I'm like, oh, how? There's like a vault here with a special gun. This gun I got is wicked. I should have written down the name of it. I don't know what it is, but it's so
It was
badass.
a flimba-flomba.
It is a flimba-flomba, and the flimba-flomba is an amazing weapon because it shoots this beam, and it just burns through everything. I can take down one of those nightmares in like 3 seconds with it. It's wicked. I feel like.
Is it
OP.
electric though? Would you get a necklace shard?
No, it's a fire.
Oh,
No, 'cause it's
shit.
not
It's terrible weapon.
Yeah, but it's still a great weapon to have, and it uses up special ammo, so I can't use it all the time, but it's a great weapon. I suck at PvP because I don't have the maximum level of power, but then I realized something else. They raise those levels of power with every DLC, so I think since I just bought the Beyond Light DLC, I'm hoping that when I complete that, I will be caught up, so to speak, and maybe I can play some PvP with my ultimate gear.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, talking about frustrating games, I finished 12 minutes this week.
Yeah, I saw it was frustrating. You were posting online about it.
Oh, my God. I nearly smashed up my new Xbox, honestly, to God at one
Delete
point.
it, Stu, delete it.
Is that good?
What are you doing?
Don't worry, I have done. It has been deleted. It is gone.
Okay.
So
tell us about it. Why was it so hard?
Wow. Okay, I'm going to do some slight spoilers because to explain problems with this game, I have to do some slight, not story spoilers or how you do it spoilers, but just general stuff.
Okay.
And
so if you don't want to listen to spoilers about 12 minutes at all,
I'm not going to talk any story.
I know.
And
I'm just letting the listeners know. Skip ahead.
Yeah, and I'm not going to talk about any big stuff you need to do, right?
But you don't want people to be as furious as you were.
No, there's okay.
Okay.
I did something that I didn't want to do when I was playing this game, but I've been playing it for about 3 or 4 hours. Okay. And there was something that I knew that I needed to find, but I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to find it.
Okay.
Okay. So I thought, fuck it. I'm going to look at a walkthrough because it's pissing me off now. I've been playing for over 3 hours and I've tried, but what you've got to understand with this game, it's pissing me off. They're doing the Groundhog Day repeat thing, but the Groundhog Day repeat thing isn't a mechanic for no. Well, it's not even that. That's the problem. You don't find out new information on each loop. Yeah. You do, but it's by trial and error. So the actual loop mechanic isn't really that necessary for the game.
And if you don't know exactly what to do to get people to do things differently, is that
correct?
Okay.
So correct. So that's how this game works. You've got to think logically and go think, right, what do I need to try to get to the... Plus, you don't really know what the objective is.
That is kind of like the whole plot of Groundhog Day, though, because he did try so many different things.
True.
And he didn't really know what his objective was. He thought it was just he had her to love him, and it wasn't. And then he's like, oh, I just got to become a god. That's not it. So...
Well, It definitely wasn't in this game either.
And, sorry, by the way, howlongtobeat.com says that this game's main story will take 4.5 hours. So for whatever
It
that's
took
worth.
me probably longer than that because it's so tedious towards the end.
I need to step away from the mic for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, so here's the thing, Dan. I'll talk to you because Duke's gone. So here's the thing. I'll be honest, right? I went to look at a walkthrough because I thought, fuck it. I've got to a point now where I can't keep doing the same stuff time again and still getting it all wrong.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, when I found out what I needed to do, I was a bit disappointed in myself because it's the only time I looked at a walkthrough, by the way. So I didn't look at a walkthrough for anything else. But I was really disappointed because I should have figured it out. And I was really annoyed with myself for not figuring out what I need, because the cues are there, the information's there to tell you to do this thing in a roundabout way, but you just need to hear it to figure out what you to do it. And I was
so it wasn't blatantly obvious.
No, God, no.
No.
And the trouble is with this game, what it does, because you start going down the rabbit hole of, right, I need to figure out where this branch goes, because it's almost like parallel universes going on.
Yeah, like Back to the Future, man.
When you do something slightly different, obviously different stuff happens, but you get fixated on those pathways of trying to do them to the like end.
Because following those pathways, you've progressed, and so you become attached to those pathways.
Do you have to do the same different thing every time, or does it like remember? Okay, here's what you did last time up to this point.
It does condense stuff towards the end. So if you've done things already, it will build those into automatic responses rather than you having to keep doing that.
I was gonna say that would be annoying as heck.
I have some problems with the storytelling, the way that it's structured, because. Okay, this is kind of a spoiler, but you'd probably work this out in the first 10 minutes of the game, that you've got to incapacitate the cop, okay? And I'll not tell you how that occurs or how you do it or any of that stuff, but once you've got him on the floor, you can search him and you get his gun, the handcuff ties, he has a knife in his phone, right? So you get all that shit off him. So you handcuff tie him, okay? So you pull out the gun. Now, if you had the cop, if this was real life and you had a cop who you knew was going to do horrible stuff to you, incapacitated on the floor with his hands tied behind his back, what would you do with the gun if you wanted to question him?
Shove it in his face and be like, you better answer me, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. You would point it at him. You would threaten him with it. You would say, right, show me what I need to know. Yeah, I'm going to shoot you, whatever.
Straight to shooting fingers off.
But no. Not in this
Tentacle
game.
Aliens and Delivery to Nimbus X, the awesome new science fiction novel by Eric Piotrowski. Sorry, go ahead, Stu.
Exactly.
They shoot off someone's finger.
Not in this game, right? As soon as you get the gun out and point it, you have to shoot him somewhere.
What? Well,
you
Dan's
just
right.
have to
shoot him in the finger.
Shoot him in the finger.
So you can either pick his left leg, his left leg, his right leg, his left arm, his right arm, his torso.
Oof.
Now,
gut shot, painful.
Yeah, but when you shoot him in these places, right? What would you, if you just shot him in the leg, for instance, or just in his arm? What would you expect the outcome would be?
It depends. I mean, if you hit the femoral artry, he might bleed out.
He's dead.
He might bleed out. Now, it doesn't matter where you shoot him because he bleeds out every single time, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you shoot him. He dies every time, right? I'm like, what the fuck? So he has a little pocket knife, right? You can stab him with the pocket knife, but guess what happens? He dies. It doesn't matter what you do. The cop dies. And I'm like, that in real life, I would just point at him and just tell me what I need to know.
So you threaten him with the knife instead of the gun.
No, you can't threaten him with anything. You have to kill him.
I'm just picturing Stu stood behind him with some petrol and cutting his ear off.
Stuck in the middle with you.
So that's annoying because I just think it's just not realistic. It's just not. To me,
the fact that you don't have as much freedom as you want to have, like that's
exactly. It would be threaten the look. You can flush shit down the toilet.
Well, I should be allowed to flush shit down the toilet. What are you supposed to do with your shit?
Well, exactly. But I mean, anything you can pick up the spoon, the tea lights, and just stick them in the loo and flush them. So that was slightly annoying. I'm just like, want to question him without killing him. Why do I have to kill him every time?
Sorry, Stu. This just to cut in real quick. This reminded me of something in The Onion. Y'all know The Onion, the fake newspaper? They had a piece
Oh, yeah.
one time called Ask a Gut Shot Policeman. And the first question said, Dear Gut Shot Policeman, my brother recently moved in with me claiming that he could no longer afford rent and didn't want to move back in with our parents. I feel torn. Part of me wants to be supportive and cut him some slack, but another part wants to tell him to get lost. After all, he seems to be more interested in hanging out with his friends than looking for a better paying job. What do you think I should do? Dear question asker. Oh, God, I'm dying over here. Somebody get me some help, please. Oh, God, I'm dying. The pain. Lou, call for backup if you can hear me. Tell Nancy I love her. Tell the kids to be brave. Tell them that their daddy loves them very much. The pain, I can't stand it. Oh, please help me. I'm too young to die. Anyway,
That's
you
his
were
game,
saying?
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's his game, pretty much.
The game is based on this onion thing.
So that's a problem, right? Later in the game, there's a massive revelation. But again, made no sense whatsoever because there's a significant something that you find with something on it that has a massive significance in your your life, right? But there's no reference to it till the moment someone else sort of points you in that direction. Makes no sense whatsoever. I'm like, what is this, right? So that all happens, and then I go down the whole route, do what I think I've got to do, right? And it's as tedious as hell. If you forget to do one thing, you're like, oh, shit, I forgot to do this. And now I've got to do it all again.
That's very frustrating.
Right? So you've got to do all this stuff in a certain order, right? To what I thought was the end of the game. I did everything. I'm like, and nothing happened. I mean... I got what I thought was a resolution. Everything seemed pretty much done. Right? And it looped again. I'm like, what? Right. So I was just like, fuck it out. So I did all this, right? And then you get this revelation thing. And I did get an ending with credits without actually looking at another walkthrough again. I did have you went in, but I did look at a walkthrough.
How many endings are there?
There are 6 different ends, but they're not an end state. There's only 2.
And when you got done, you were like, "That's it. I'm not going after any of these other endings."
Wow. There are 2 there's 2 that give you credits, right? So you get the credits. I got one on my own without like any help from a walkthrough or anything, and got the credits. And I was like, well, at least I got it. But it was a proper shit ending.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And I know that not everything can have a happy ending.
Well, if you put 4 hours, 6 hours into a game, you want a good ending.
Yeah, I realized that, and it wasn't a happy ending. It was a weird ending, right? But you can go back and have another go. So I went back and I had another go. And I got another ending, which I thought was an actual happy ending. And then it looped again. I'm like, so I got an achievement. So I got an achievement for that particular end state. But obviously it looped again because that's not what they want you to do.
Let me ask you a question, Stu. When it loops again like that, does it show the troll face meme at all? Like,
no, it should do though, because I tell you what,
somebody should make a mod where every time it loops, it plays a little troll face meme. It's like...
Every time he did that, I died a little bit inside. I tell you.
Oh my god!
And it got to the point where I had to walk away for an hour and then come back and have another go because I got to the point where I was like, wow. But part of me is quite glad that I did it. Part of me is glad that I did it, and I did get to that point. But then I thought, I need the ending. Right, what is the actual ending?
Right,
where it properly ends. So I looked it up on YouTube because I thought, fuck this, or looked it up on the internet. I'm like, fuck it, I can't. And I'll be honest, right? I was disappointed. Dan, I said I was disappointed with the very small bit I looked at for a bit that I needed, a crucial bit, and I should have figured it out myself. To get the right end, the interpretation of the right ending,
yes,
I would have never have figured out on my own. Right. I would have never figured it out.
That's the most frustrating thing of all is like you go to the walkthrough and you're like, oh, I'm glad I went to this walkthrough. How was I supposed to know that? Fuck yourself, developer.
Yeah, I wasn't for the early one because I thought I should have done that.
Right, and you got to be intellectually honest about it.
Should have done that.
I should have gotten them. What were you gonna say, Dan?
It reminds me of old point and click adventures with Moon Logic. Stuff that was just ridiculously off the wall. And
most of it. I figured out literally most of it on my own without any help or anything. I just did it by working through it in my head and going, right, I haven't tried this, but this is a problem. Like, it's like, right, what have I not tried?
Yeah.
Right, I haven't tried this. So you do another loop and try that. that doesn't work. So you're like, right, well, that didn't work. What else have I not tried?
Now, let me ask you this question, Stu, and I don't know if it's possible for you to even answer, but like, is it possible when you're trying to figure out what you need to do, you might do something that actually gets you further away from what you need to do, and there you make things worse? Or is it like, try it, and then it goes back to where it was?
Yeah, oh, no, that happens all the time.
Okay.
So that when you're playing this game, that happens a lot. Now, the only saving grace is if you walk out of the apartment today, it resets the loop.
Yeah.
Right.
So literally, as
you
soon
can
as
just walk out and it resets.
Yeah. As soon as I fucked it up, I'm like, oh shit, I've made a mess of that. I'll just literally walk out the door and it just re-loops and starts again.
Gotcha.
So there is that. You can sleep on the bed if you've done all the stuff that you think you need to do in this time before the cop arrives. If you go and sleep on the bed, it fast forwards to when the cop arrives.
Gotcha.
But oh my god, honestly, I don't think I've ever been so frustrated playing a game in a long, long time. And some of the voice acting is good, but some of it's weird because they like what they've done. Obviously, they got James McAvoy and they got Daisy Ridley and they got Willem Dafoe. So they got all these quite big actors, but they haven't got a lot of lines.
Yeah,
they didn't record a shit ton of lines. And what happens is later in the game, they almost mash dialogue together that goes but doesn't quite go.
Well, they're trying to save money because they just
exactly. So it's like she'll say something and move on where it doesn't quite make sense, but it almost does, so it's fine.
Well, it's like on The Simpsons when Homer's doing the voice of Poochie the dog and he meets the woman who does the other ones. Yeah. He goes, "Oh, did you do the one?" She's like, "I did the voice of the Roadrunner." He goes, "You mean Meep Meep?" She's like, "No, they only pay me to say Meep," and then they looped it on the soundtrack. Those cheap bastards.
But yeah, honestly, but there's also a line that Daisy Wrigley says that's completely in a different octave to any other line she says, and it's like a connecting thing that she says, and it goes, when someone goes, well, and then it's a bit like that, and I'm like, and it's so obvious that it didn't flow.
Like dodgy text to speech.
This is a game, yeah, right. This is a game that's like built around a novelty. I'm curious to play it for the novelty. I'm not gonna race out and play it anytime soon. I'll probably have it spoiled before I get around to it, but I am curious about like the story and the novelty of it. But I don't feel like they spent the time to do it as well as they should have.
I think it's a good idea. I do think the idea is good, and I did quite enjoy the story being a bit dark.
Okay.
Right, I didn't mind the story too much, but. Oh, towards the end, man, I was losing the will to live.
Wow, that's hard.
Honestly, to God, I was just like...
Sometimes that's easier. If a game's frustrating, it's easier to just watch.
I was just like, I need to get this done. I'm done. And I kept thinking, I don't want to look at a walkthrough. So I got like three of the endings on my own, which I was quite proud of, to be honest, because this is so obtuse. To get three of the actual endings and one with credits. The fact I got one with credits, I'm like, I've got one with credits.
Well, what happens on the ones that doesn't have it?
It just gives you an achievement, so you just get an achievement and it loops again. So you've got like you've done something
that they wanted you to see.
Yeah, but you just get an achievement.
But it's not necessarily.
But it's not the end, but it's an ending, if you will.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's a pretty dark tale. If it wasn't because for the frustration level, I would recommend people play this. But the amount of when I went on Reddit to see what people thought of the ending, because the ending's very weird, and I don't want that. Obviously, that'd be a major spoiler if I spoke about the ending. But it's just needless to say, it's a very strange.
Leaves you thinking, man.
And no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It left me going, really, really. And the amount of people
you as Kaiser from Fallout New Vegas.
Really? Yeah. Really? The amount of people on Reddit who were like, I just went and watched it on YouTube because I just couldn't be bothered anymore.
Yeah, well.
I just couldn't be bothered.
I might just jump right to that and save myself some trouble.
Yeah, but I like the ambition. The execution's just not quite there.
Okay.
It's just not quite there. It's fine for free on Game Pass. I think if I'd have spent 20 quid on it, I'd have been a bit disappointed.
Yeah, sure.
If I'd purchased this game, I'd have been like, damn it, I want my money back.
I hear you.
But yeah, I'm glad I played it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I played it, but wow.
I happened to click on another Onion thing while I was fiddling around here, and I found this thing said, common job interview questions that are actually illegal, and I'm not going to read them all, but one of them says, "Can you help me get rid of the corpse of the guy you're replacing?" And then it says, "You are not obligated to perform any pro bono labor for the company before a job offer is extended." But the next one is, "Do you think this milk is still good?"
Wow.
And the follow-up to that is, "That son of a bitch interviewer knows the milk isn't good. It stinks like shit. They can smell it. You can smell it. Everyone in the fucking office can smell it. Plus, it's even starting to curdle. Should this ever happen, call the authorities immediately. And if they ask you to check by taking a sip, you are legally within your right to stand your ground and shoot them." So, anyway, that's the Onion. Anything else about 12 minutes, Stu?
No, I mean, the only other thing I didn't mention is what I was meaning to was just the reactions characters have are just not natural at all. I mean, if someone told me some of this shit I found out in this game, I'd be like, what the fuck? And they never ever react that way. You know, they're giving like these huge revelations, and it's like saying to someone, "Well, have you seen there's a bit of rain outside?" You know what I mean? It's just like they don't. Oh my god.
So is it kind of like when Captain Holt eats a marshmallow on Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Like,
I don't know. How does that go?
I knew it!
Actually, do you know what the highlight of this game was for me? And this is a spoiler, but
uninstalling it?
No, nothing to do with story, but just like I don't even know whether you call it an Easter egg. But I turned the light on and tried to stab it with the knife, and then I know, because why not? And the knife stuck into the actual light socket, electrocuted me, and there was a really good electrical effect of me being electrocuted.
Nice. So we both had fun playing games having to do with electricity.
He drops on the floor,
I killed some nightmares.
like dies. No, listen, right. Yeah. So your character drops on the floor, like vibrating and dies. Yeah. And then when you get reset, the loop is like, he's still vibrating. And that was my favorite bit of the game.
Well, let me ask you this, Stu. When it looped, did you get some necklace shards?
I did. I should have done.
See?
I should have done.
I got something out of my electricity adventures. You didn't get anything. All right, moving on. Dan, what do you got next? What else have you been playing?
Wow.
Yeah, I've been working my way through the Yakuza games because
I love Game Pass. Now you're talking.
Oh, now you got Stu's attention.
Now you're talking.
Which one did you play most recently?
Yakuza Kiwami 2, which is the second one but redone, and actually Kiwami means extreme, so it's the second one but with knobs on. It's great fun. I mean, it's batshit crazy. You know, the combat's ridiculous. There's a lot of very stereotypical things you think about when you think about Japanese culture, and some of the weird peccadillos that some of the gentlemen may have.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, but the storytelling's actually really good. It looks stunning. The fighting is, you know, the combat is absolutely top notch. It's like playing a modern version of something like Double Dragon, but you can kind of explore a bit more. It's kind of a pseudo open world. I mean, you've got this town you can walk around and you can go where you want, but you don't really progress the story until you go to that place and you know, do that mission. And there's no real choices.
You speak to a lot of people.
Yeah, and some of them are quite strange. I quite like in this one, you can get allies. So there's a guy busking, playing guitar, and if you spend some points on your upgrades, you can get him to help you out in a fight. And he chucks you a guitar, and you can whack people with it. That's quite good fun. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really telling anyone anything new. It's Yakuza. Everyone pretty much knows about them. And
the original came out 2006. For those who don't know.
Yeah, so I'm thoroughly enjoying them basically. And if you've got Game Pass and you haven't played them, you really should. Probably best to start with Zero, because that's a prequel to the other ones, even though it came out sixth. It's good for the story to play it that way.
There's so many cutscenes. I'm trying to find a part where there's fighting, and it's just
there's no fighting. You'll be looking for a long time.
Yeah,
a lot of cutscenes in this game.
Yeah, I mean they're you know, swinging around motorcycles and signs and stuff. The combat's quite fun. I'm got to stop looking at that because I don't think I've seen that cutscene.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay.
Do you know what's cool? You know, I've played Yakuza games for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
And one of the coolest things about Yakuza, obviously the setting's Kamurocho or Kamurocho, I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Which is this obviously fictional part of Tokyo or whatever. What what is so cool, by the time you get to about the 4th or 5th game, you know that city like the back of your hand.
Oh yeah. I
Because
mean,
you've gone around it so many times, you know, because all the games have the exact same setting.
Yeah, I'm on my third game, and yeah, I know where everything is.
Yeah, where all the shops are, where the arcades are.
Yeah, where I can get rid of these plates that I keep finding.
Yeah, exactly. And what's also quite cool is obviously in the later games, some parts of the city get knocked down and redeveloped. So there's like new buildings where there used to be something else, which is kind of cool as well. I just love the setting of it.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. It's kind of like a crazy action film. The storytelling is actually pretty good, and sometimes it take a while to get going. The story in Kiwami 2 is there's about a girl and 10 billion yen. Yeah. And it takes a while for it to get going. You think that someone's dead and someone's someone else, and it turns out that they've got memory problems, and it's all kind of convoluted. But when you look back at it and get towards the end, I've been told a really good story here, and it's just kind of organically opens up and evolves.
I've always said Yakuza games are a kind of a juxtaposition. I've always said this because on the one hand, you've got all this crazy shit you can do, you know, with all the hostess clubs and weird side missions and all this weird shit that you can do. And then the actual main story missions are always really super serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And gritty. And they're usually really well-written stories.
Yeah.
And I always think it's just this weird playground where you can do all this stupid shit for hours on end if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, you get bored with the stories. Oh, fuck it, let's go to the arcade and play Super Hang-On.
But the story's always really... I've always found the stories to be excellent in these games.
I was quite good at the UFO catcher mini game thing. You got to get prizes from this little cabinet.
Oh god, yeah, like the mechanical gripper thing.
Yeah, exactly. But in the third one, it's in Kiwami 2, which is technically the second one. It's broken. You can't really see the depth of how far back the claw's going. You could kind of go around the edge of the thing to see where the claw was, and you can't do that so much anymore. And I've got to get this thing for this guy, and it's part of the freaking story mission, and I just can't. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
but I'm having a great time with it.
I love those games. Duke, what else have you been playing?
Yeah, so they had a game for sale on Steam that I have on my wish list. So I went and bought it because it was only like $4 or something, and it's called Shapes.io. Shapes with a Z.
So is this related to Sliver.io?
No, it is not.
Oh.
But I think it was on the same platform, which is why it's called IO at the end there. And you probably play it for free on there, but whatever. It is a lot of fun. It's very simple. It's a simple interface. It's a simple design, but it is it gets complex very quickly. So the idea behind the game is you are mining like resources. You start off mining circles, and you can also mine squares, and it's all just very simple patterns. And then you put them into the central hub using conveyor belts. That's how you start. Then they make it more complicated because they only want they want the left half of these circles, right? So they give you a tool to cut them in half, but they don't want the right halves. So if you send them the right halves, then it's a waste of time. You don't want to bother. So you can cut them in half and then rotate the halves that, you know what I mean, the left halves. You can rotate them to make them into right halves. So it becomes this very complicated thing of, okay, you're mining the thing, you're cutting them in half, you're rotating them, and each step in this process requires you, like when you cut them in half, you now need a second conveyor belt going off of that main one for the second half of them, and then all this stuff that happens, and then eventually you need to mine color dyes, and then you add those in, and that takes a separate station where you have the color dyes going in, and then it takes a while, so you're backing up. And it's like, there must be a way to expedite this process, but when you try to expedite it, sometimes that actually makes it slower. It's a very interesting complexity out of simplicity type of game.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. It reminds me of things you can get to teach like machine learning physically.
absolutely. Yeah,
It seems like a kind of a tool to get people to understand what like different gates are.
Duke loves these games, doesn't he? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And like it's in a way it's basically a form of Factorio, except without all the exciting alien setting and without all the combat and whatever. So it's the cheap man's Factorio. But it's really well done, and it's one of those things where at first it's kind of confusing, like what exactly am I trying to do here? But then once you get it, it's so satisfying. You're like, oh, I'm getting this. So
I look at this, Duke, and think I'll never get this game.
Wow, this person.
And I don't mean buy it.
Think to get it. I'm like, whoa, I should have done that.
I just mean I would never get it.
I hear you. I think you would. I think it's the type of game that it does get complicated quickly, but it starts you off so simply. Like it only gives you one tool at a time, and then whatever. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. If anybody likes these sorts of sort of logic games, this is kind of a gold standard. A lot of people recommend this. And
I've just seen a review from it on Steam by some guy called Duke saying better than my 35 weekly working hours.
There you go.
Well, that's not me, but
No.
it is fun. I've only played it for like a half an hour or something, but it's very well made. I'm really enjoying it. So thumbs up to
I can see you're going to
Shapes.io.
play a lot of this because this is your kind of game.
But I'm still doing the other one that I had installed, Delete. So I got my 2 puzzle games going at once. And that's the thing too, is that like doing a level of this, because it'll tell you like you need 600 of these particular items or whatever. So sometimes finishing a level of this will take a good 20 minutes. Whereas in Delete, you can open it, you play a level, 2 minutes later you're done, moving on. So it's a little more involved as a process. So, but that's okay.
Very good. Very good.
Shapes.io. And by the sorry,
yes.
one last thing I should say about it. You can save along the way, so you don't have to like go to the end of the level. You can just save it and then come back to it later. And so yeah, you're not obligated.
Yeah,
to
so that's not too bad. Terrible, is it?
The end.
So yes, I deleted 12 minutes once I thought I'd done everything I was happy to do and I'd had enough.
Sure.
So I got rid of that shit. So that went in the bin.
Right.
And I downloaded Psychonauts 2 because that came out this week.
Yeah.
And is this also on Game Pass?
It is.
Okay.
Day one Game Pass. And this
You ever
game
play
is
Psychonauts
good.
1?
No, never played the Psychonauts game. It does give you what I assume is a bit of a this is what happened in Psychonauts at the beginning because it goes on forever. You think Yakuza's got big cutscenes. This game is challenging it. So this game is challenging, but it looks great.
Yeah.
It controls really well. It's a really good 3D platformer. The controls are really sharp.
Fantasy type stuff.
Yeah, it's very colourful. Yeah. There's a lot of sort of neon, shall we say. Okay. Story's really good. I mean, there's a lot of story. This game has gone, right, we've got a platformer, but we're going to have a big story as well to go along with it. And so far, so fun is what I would say. I've played probably about 3 or 4 hours already. And the platform is good. The only thing I would say is they chuck a lot of stuff at you. So they do it slowly, a bit like your puzzle game, Duke.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, what I would say was the tutorial level, they give you a weapon that kills a certain type of enemy and shows you how to do it. Then in the next level, they'll give you another type of enemy and then give you another ability. And they go, this is what you use to kill this enemy. Gotcha. But then once you're in the game proper, it'll give you 2 of one, 3 of another, 2 of a different type. And then you're constantly mixing your abilities all the time to kill the enemies that you've got. And what you get, I think there's about 9 different abilities that you can use.
It's funny. You're complaining about Destiny, but this sort of sounds similar in terms of like you have this ability to kill this monster.
Well, you do, but guess what? What? You just have a wheel. And you just assign the ability you need to use to kill said enemy. You don't have to
switching abilities in Destiny is very simple. You don't
have to get a fling flang and go to get a flong fling to get the fling flang. You get the ability you need and grind for 5 hours just to get that one ability.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. So what when it does get complicated is because you've got to be almost switching your abilities on the fly with the different types of enemies that are coming at you. But I'm getting used to it. I mean, it was a bit overwhelming to begin with.
And let me ask this question: Is it always clear which ability you need to use? So like, is there one for things that fly?
Yes.
One. Okay.
Yes. So it's pretty.
Color-based?
Yeah. No, it's more enemy type. So the enemies, there's different types of enemies.
Okay.
And they're all connected to things that happen with emotions in the brain.
I saw something about regrets earlier. So.
Yeah. So it's all about like emotions.
Okay.
So basically, it's a little bit like trying to think. Well, what's that film called where you go into people where you change their dreams? God, I always forget what it's called.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
No, dream within a dream within a dream within a whatever.
Oh, I sound Texan. What are you talking about, Derek?
Yeah, you did.
Inception. You're talking about Inception.
Yeah, Inception.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like Inception. So basically, you go into people's brains to alter their thought processes to get your end result, if you will.
Yes.
So it's kind of cool, but
By the
obviously
way, this
doesn't
is for
always
you, Derek.
Outlaw country! Woo!
doesn't always have the desired effect. But I'm really enjoying it. It's a great platformer. Like I say, the combat's really well done and slick. Just pretty much, it's quite good as well because it gives you enough to get to your next objective, but it doesn't hold your hand, if you will. So I like that about it. Whereas some games give you too much and almost walk you through it, and other games don't give you enough.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. This game kind of has got that perfect balance between the two.
Yeah.
So I'm quite impressed with it. But yeah, massive recommendation. If you've obviously got Game Pass, it's a bit of a no-brainer, really.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's very quirky. It's quite funny. And yeah, I'm really quite enjoying it so far. Yeah. And it looks great. I've got to say, they've really, I mean, Double Fine have really done a great job of this. So yeah, great developer, by the way. So yeah, I'm very impressed.
Price is right. Got it for, I mean, not
the price is free with Game Pass, so
Game Pass,
it can't be any better.
Yeah.
Can't be. I mean, I must admit, I know 12 minutes was a little bit of a disappointment for me and frustrating, but some big releases on on Game Pass recently.
What else besides this in 12 minutes?
Oh, there's been all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
I will tell you if you if you really want to know. Hold up, I will tell you. Anyway, we'll go back to Dan while I'm looking to tell Duke. So Dan, what else have you been playing?
Yeah, a bit of a strange one for me. Car Mechanic Simulator 2021.
I played they're fun.
I've been playing a load of it this week. I only got it a few days ago, and oh man, it's really relaxing. There's something just very chilled about. Yeah, I've got Netflix on my other screen. I'm fixing cars, making money, buying new cars to fix them up and make more money, to buy better cars to fix them up to make more money. And it's just this never-ending loop that just
like
the monotony kind of. Well, yeah, but it's not. But it's simple. You know, you need this bit to fix that, and you know what you need to do without having to try to figure it out. And it's just something really quite chilled out and relaxed about it.
So are these old-fashioned cars with no electronics required? It's kind of carburetors and and all that stuff.
I've got the
Starter
DLC
motors.
with you have to do those. I've got the DLC with electric vehicles in it, but there's no like wiring looms and things like that. It's basically just the main parts that make it go that you have to worry about, and the suspension and the bodywork. So there's no, you don't have to connect a hose from the fuel tank to the engine to feed it fuel.
It doesn't go right. Well, you've got to charge your £100 to do diagnostics first. I'm just going to plug it in the computer to have a look.
Oh no, you can do that.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, if you're doing the story missions, they'll be like, "Oh, can you just sort this out for me? Not sure what's wrong with it." And so you've got the diagnostic tools to figure out what's wrong with it. And as you level up, you get access to better tools. And
I'll tell you what, those things are a license to print money. Those fucking diagnostic computers, they literally just plug it in and go, "That's 50 quid, please."
Yeah, but those diagnostic computer things are really expensive.
I don't care how much they are, man.
Money. Well,
and my neighbour's dogs are barking. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we didn't hear a thing.
I didn't.
Oh, good. But yeah, there's just something, it's kind of cool. Most of the cars aren't licensed. so they're very
they
obviously
they look like other cars.
Yeah, but they do have two brands in the game now. They're actually licensed. They've got Nissan, but not all of the Nissans are licensed. So some of them have come up as a different name. In fact, there's one car that's identical to one that they're both Nissans, but one of them isn't coming up as a Nissan. And WD-40.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
so
that's
you use
in
that
there.
a lot, I bet. Yeah, just put some WD-40 on that.
One of the guys I've been playing on Discord, been chatting with, he's been playing it, and he gets pissed off every time because in this game you use WD-40 to spray on like a seized bolt, and every time he's like, "That's not what you use WD-40 for." Like, just chill, right?
No, it isn't. It's they use it mainly in cars. It's like a water repellent, isn't it?
That's
gets rid of water.
Water displation. That's the WD. Yeah. But yeah, they use it for seized nuts in that game, but.
That's not what you use WD-40 for. What's the matter with these people?
Yeah, I know, but it's what a lot of people use it for. But yeah, I'm kind of enjoying it. The music's not too bad. You can play your own music. You can add your own MP3 files into it and stuff. Sure. Yeah, you can just zone out and
does it come out of the radio in the like garage and stuff? That's cool.
I haven't noticed positional audio, and I haven't seen like a radio playing somewhere, so it's just straight into your ears. There's no real positional audio on it at all.
Well, I was going to get it until you said that.
But it's a really cheap game. It was like the whole of 13, no, I think 20 quid with all the DLC. And it came out last week, so it's not very expensive.
Play the one I already have.
Yeah, there's a lot of improvements to the last one. Apparently, like there wasn't really like a shopping list feature, and it was a pain in the ass buying stuff for cars, and so it's been more streamlined, and there's been a lot of quality of life improvements. Apparently, I don't play much of the first.
And do you feel like you're kind of learning about cars now, or is it like still as simplified and distant to the point where you're not actually getting any useful knowledge?
It's quite simplified, and I already know quite a lot about cars.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I had an old Mini, and I used to work on that myself because it was cheaper than getting it done. Cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like I'm rebuilding my bicycle at the moment. I'm kind of minded that way. I'm good with my hands, tinkering with stuff, so it kind of fits.
It's right up your alley.
Great for chilling out. Yeah. Yeah, and it's less disappointing
you don't have to do the
than
manual labor involved in doing real.
Yeah, just click a button. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm not going to get calluses apart from my clicking finger. But yeah, and it's less disappointing than Riders Republic. So that's something. Yeah,
there you go. You see, you can't, and I'm damn sure it's less disappointing than 12 minutes.
Yeah, or having to get necklace shards to end up getting
exactly.
a glove.
That wasn't disappointing. It was very
satisfying
when I finally did
it. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was just frustrating having to get to that.
The reward must have been.
Well, the reward was crap, but I have the pride of knowing that I achieved my goal. That's the greatest gift of all. All right. Anything else about the car mechanic simulator, Dan?
Yeah, if you think it's going to be something you might be interested in, just have a look on YouTube. It's actually worth playing. I've had loads of I've only been playing it for a few days, and God, how many hours have I put in? I mean, I've played it for far too much.
See,
I've played
fixing cars is fun.
84.8 hours.
Wow. Wait, not just this week.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Holy shit.
He really has got his own garage going.
I guess.
It's like,
yeah.
And you still haven't finished it. Wow.
Yeah, I'm getting close to the end of the story. I've got like 7 more story cars to build.
So just repeat, how many hours have you played?
84.8.
Wow, that's like more than 2 weeks' work.
Yeah,
you're really going for it with your garage, man. People will be satisfied.
Well, I've been staying at Mum's for quite a bit recently because she had surgery and I had to like not leave her alone with the morphine. And I haven't been able to play much at all over there. And now I'm kind of just, I'm just not sleeping and playing video games so I can finally relax and de-stress.
Yay.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Cool.
Yeah, Duke, anything else from you?
Well, we should talk about the one that we both played, it looks like.
All right, okay. That's what I assumed we'd be going on. Yes.
Hypercharge Unboxed.
Yes, indeed. Hypercharge Unboxed.
So for those of the listeners, heads up, the reason we played this is because they had it on sale on Steam, and Actually, it's all caps, isn't it? Hypercharged. Unboxed. And so I thought it was a new game because it was just on sale. It's like demo, and I'm like, oh, cool. Turns out it came out like April of 2020, so it's a year old, a year and a half. But I thought, hey, whatever. Stu, Chinny, what if we all played this? That would be fun. So I sent them a message.
So I did.
Yeah, Stu played it. I don't know if Chinny had a chance to, but whatever. If he did, he can tell us about it next week. Your toys fighting against.
Yes, you
toys.
are.
You're in a toy store.
Can I just say, I love the soldier animation.
Yeah, the animations are
little green soldiers.
Oh yeah, you got
so
you're fighting
funny.
against, like the little toy soldier little dealies.
Small soldiers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the dude who's showing you the tutorial is like, all right, soldier, get up there, and you're like an action figure with a, assault rifle or machine gun or whatever. The environments are very well made. It looks like you're in a toy store. There's like crisp packets here and there, and the point of the game is that you have this, I don't even know what they called it, the big brain you're supposed to protect, and you can shoot the monsters that are coming for the big brain, but you can also build turrets, and it's kind of like a horde mode.
It's
so
basically tower defense is what it
tower
is.
Defense, but you're in it. Like you can run around and shoot things as well.
It's tower defense plus yourself.
Right.
Which I quite liked about it.
Yeah, it's a good.
I like this almost like hybrid game, isn't it? It's kind of like.
Yeah. The biggest trick of it all is that, the thing that frustrated me the most, I guess, was that generally it works well. The controls are kind of floaty, kind of slow, and some of the enemies are not. So at one point you got these big balls bouncing around everywhere, and like you can't. Maybe I didn't have the sensitivity turned up right, but like I was trying to track them, and it was really hard because my character was moving very slowly, and I didn't really like that so much. And one level, like it's in a garage, and a car hole. And so there's three big brains. There's like a red one, a blue one, and a green one or whatever. And the green one was on top of the car. So I was watching the two there was one on the ground, one on a shelf. And I was trying to sort of monitor those. And then I get in this alert like, oh no, big brain being damaged. And I was like, what? And I had to get up to the top of the car. And it was very hard to do that because the jumping was floaty. And then I realized that, I guess.
No, there's a springy platform that gets you on top of the car.
But I didn't really know where that was because there's like three of them, and one of them puts you on the shelf. And I was like, I want to go on the shelf. I need to get to the top of the car. So it was just kind of frustrating. Whatever.
I was like, how are the soldiers attacking on top of the car? And then you realize some of the little green soldiers are coming down in parachutes.
Right. And they spawn from everywhere. Like they say that. They're like, it can come from anywhere. The other thing that kind of annoyed me a little bit is that you got to keep running around to gather little coins so you can afford to build the stuff for the tower defense, which is fine.
Yep.
But it felt
they drop them as well. Some of the enemies drop those.
The enemies drop a single coin, and then there's like packets of building coins and stuff, and it's fine. But it just, I don't know. I felt like that was another thing I was kind of under the gun about. Like I don't know. In Gears of War, you just automatically get the credits you need or whatever by killing enemies, and I kind of wish that you didn't have to run around and collect that. But on the other hand, look, this is a game for kids. The whole idea is that it's, brightly colored and it's about toys, and like I think kids would love this game, and they probably wouldn't be too bothered about the fact you got to run around and grab the coins and stuff. So
I quite liked it. One of the things I found which was a bit weird, you use the F key to go into building mode.
Yeah.
But the F key also
pays respects.
So,
exactly.
So I unfortunately when I got to the garage, I pressed F to go, thinking I was going into building mode, but it started you in building mode. So when I pressed F, it started the waves, and I haven't built anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit.
So as soon as you exit building mode, it's got like a 10-second timer, and I didn't realize that there was a different timer because most of the games like this, like it's just one timer, but if you're in building mode, it's got like a 10-minute timer or 5 minutes or whatever. So
no,
you have
5 minutes it gives you. Yeah, it gives you 5 minutes to get everything done.
But as soon as you say, okay, you leave building mode, it's like I'm done building. It's
That's
like, okay,
what
10
happened.
Seconds, here we go. Right.
Yeah, and you're in.
You could switch back. Before it gets to 0 on the main timer, you can switch back.
I see. I wouldn't have realized that.
Yeah, but it's just weird because it's not very well explained. So
no, it isn't. I didn't realize that. So like I say, the first wave, I really struggled because I literally just had myself to try and kill everything.
Yeah. So there's lots of unlocks. Because it's based on toys. You got you know, a lot of different kinds of characters you can be. Lots of different kinds of enemies. You know, there's these flinging tops that come along. There's the balls. There's the Lego men. Or there's the army men, rather.
There's these things like slugs that explode.
Yeah, there's slugs that explode. There's UFOs hovering around. And you could be like a G.I. Joe type character. You could be a dinosaur man. You could be a robot. Like, there's all these things to unlock. I think, again, like, kids would really get into all the different things you can unlock and all the, you know, ways you can customize it and build stuff and unlocking new stuff. So...
And you can play it in co-op, can't you?
Yeah. I guess. I mean, I didn't do that, but if you have...
Yeah, you can play in co-op, and I think there's PvP as well.
Okay.
So I think there's quite a lot of depth to this game.
So if you want to let your child shoot things, but not people, this could be the game to go. Get them loving the art of warfare and murder.
And there's a demo on Steam as well, so I might give it a go.
Yeah, it's a demo,
Yeah,
we played the demo.
I have a sound clip for that even.
It's a demo. It's a demo.
There you go. That was
It's a
worth
demo.
the wait.
It's a demo.
Yeah.
It was totally
Cool
worth
G
it.
Rap and DJ Polo, that is.
There you
All
go,
right,
brilliant.
so that's it. That's what I've been playing. Oh, and Fallout 76. I am so suggestible. I'm not going to change the video, but there was a Ask Reddit Gamer Suggestions thread recently that was like, someone was like, I just want a building survival game where you can just chill. And somebody suggested Fallout 76. I'm like, okay, no, I'm sorry, you're incorrect. That's not the right answer. Someone else mentioned Rust, and I was like, well, if you play it PvE, then yes. But if you're playing it PvP, then absolutely not. But as soon as someone said Fallout 76, I'm like, I enjoyed that for a little while. I wonder if it's gotten better. So I, messaged the person who suggested it. I'm like, well, whatever. But has the game changed? Like, it's been a year and changed since I had played it. And I'm like, I wonder if it's gotten better. So I'm like, I'm just going to see. I'm just going to find out. So I reinstalled it, and I'm going through the same part I had been through before. My biggest problem last time was that it got real grindy, and I'm not there yet. And I think that, the second time going through a game like this is very nice because it's when you play it the first time, you have to learn the mechanics and sort of follow the story and do the things. But once you've done it once, then and I'm the type of person that repetition really helps me. So now that I did it once, and then it's just like, okay, I know the mechanics. I know basically what I have to do. I have to go send this gang a message. They leave my friends alone. Like, it's so much more clear, and the story is more enjoyable, and I'm not as frustrated because I don't, like when I first played Fallout 76, I had to get used to the fact that VATS wasn't the same thing it used to be. So, now that I'm used to that, I'm like, oh, okay, this is more fun. So I'm having a good time with Fallout 76. Maybe next week I'll come back and be like,
I hate this game.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't done that with Destiny 2 yet, have you?
I haven't done it with Destiny 2.
And you keep throwing money at it.
I know. You throw money at it. I'm sort of done as well, really. I am going to try, by the way, because I desperately need to lose some weight. I'm getting fatter and fatter. So I've downloaded the Witcher game for my phone. The sort of Witcher Go, as it were. Their version
There's
of Pokemon Go. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like Pokemon Go, but with the Witcher and fighting monsters and using your spells and sort of. Guess what you don't get at the beginning of the game, Duke?
Silver sword?
You don't get a silver sword, right?
Well, at least I don't have to feel bad for not switching between them.
No, but it's quite clear. It tells you what you need to kill. Like when you come to an enemy, it says like you need to kill this enemy using this particular potion or this spell or this type of sword.
Yeah.
So it gives you pointers. So yeah, I'm gonna get walking and slay some monsters.
Go get them
in Leyland. Leyland. I will report back once I've done that.
Cool.
Right. We have got an email. Just the one.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. Before we get to that, I think you're rushing ahead of things, Stu.
Putting news first.
Did you not listen?
There have been some locations revealed for the new Bethesda sci-fi game. Did you see these videos?
Is it space?
Yeah, what's it called? Starseed?
I don't know. Starfield. No, Starfield.
Something like
is
that.
called.
It's ridiculous. They got some nerve, man. What they did was
they got some nerve.
They made 3 little videos, and they had it's so funny. They had I kind of want to pull them up, but I'm not going to. So it's just concept art.
Go on, do it.
It's just concept art. Okay, fine. I will pull them up. I don't remember where it is. But let's see. Starfield settings and locations. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, open. Come on, open. All right. So here's one of them. So there's 3 locations, and each one is like a minute long, and it's just concept art. But there's a developer talking over it, and it's just they move the ships around, and then the camera's moving back and forth, and then they'll zoom in at one point on part of the thing, and then they're just talking about it. It's like, motherfucker, you don't have the game, like, you don't have anything to show us. You're pretending like this is some big thing. Ridiculous.
I mean, it's slightly animated.
Yes, it is slightly
animated. I'll tell you what, those graphics look terrible.
These aren't even the graphics. This is just concept
art.
I'm
joking. Okay. Those graphics look horrendous.
And they did it for all 3. Jesus. And I'm like, you got some nerve. Now, okay, look, I'm talking about it. They got me to watch.
Yeah, so, they worked.
I'm the sucker, really.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am. Jesus all right, anyway, that's the news. Starfield.
Yeah, I've got some news for you, Jude. You'll like this. It's Destiny 2 news.
Ooh, is it about the new season? Or no, it's about the new DLC that's coming out next year.
No, it isn't.
Oh,
no, it isn't.
That's
Bungie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bungie have disabled the Hunter and Titan exotics in Destiny 2 due to an intentional competitive advantage.
Oh, is that the dancing one?
How am I supposed to know? I don't know. Bullshit.
When the news presenter is on the BBC and he goes, "There's a bomb in Afghanistan," and so another person goes, "Oh, at the one at the airport." And he said, "How am I supposed to know where it was?"
Like I give a shit about hunters and fucking exotics.
I can tell you, it's about dancing because there are these boots.
It's about dancing.
Yes, there are these boots that you wear.
Boots.
Called like the boots of ultimate dancing or something. I don't remember what they're called. I could probably look at my search history for that, or my browsing history.
Wow.
Dancing. Destiny. There you go. I found it right away.
Destiny dancing boots.
Yes, Destiny 2 Nerfs dancing hunters.
Wow.
The exotic boots in question are the Radiant Dance Machines, which first appeared in Destiny, but have now reappeared in Destiny 2. Blah blah blah. These allow you to use your dodge ability multiple times in a row for a short period of time, as long as you're close to an enemy. This has led to some problems. They can be paired with additional items that add new traits to your dodge ability. The right combos can break the way Destiny 2 plays. So, they're nerfing it in order so that people aren't dancing around all the time. And of course, Kotaku can't just say, like, they're nerfing this piece of kit. They have to include men without hats, safety dance, and there's gifts. And the Destiny came out originally.
That's it. I'm happy.
You
with
brought
your
it up.
explanation.
Right,
big piece of news. No, there's one more piece.
Super quick news.
Yeah, Cobra Kai
Stu's favorite TV show.
Has been renewed for season 5 before season 4 even gets premiered.
Oh my god!
Yay!
That's crazy. I didn't realize there were all those seasons. I thought they just had the
one. Cobra Kai, man.
Okay. We're watching Kim's Convenience. The latest season of that is I like that show very much.
There you go. Well, yeah, Cobra Kai.
Do you think Google are kicking themselves for selling it to Netflix?
I don't know. Yeah, because it was on YouTube, wasn't it? It was a YouTube exclusive. Weirdly.
Suckers.
Yeah, but it's done really well on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Nostalgia sells, baby. That's why they did the toys that made us, and now they're doing the movies that made us. Soon they're going to do the colostomy bags that made us.
Yeah, indeed, they are. Right, we got an email. Email.
Whoa, that ruled.
And it's just entitled Question for the Show. For the Show. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Listener of the podcast for the past year and a half now, around about the time COVID kicked off.
Okay.
And just wanted to say thank you for all the work you put into the show.
Nope,
I work in... No, we don't put any work in, do we? We're lazy. I work in the NHS, and owing to everything that has happened, And having started in a more demanding area of practice around 6 months ago, I have been signed off work with burnout. I'm currently working to get myself back on track, but wanted to send in my appreciation for the comic relief and interesting takes that you bring.
Wow.
Oh, well.
Look, we always say that it's just fun, silliness. It always boggles my mind that this is actually helpful for people.
Oh, yeah, you'll definitely enjoy this week's show because I ranted a lot.
And I didn't know how to do computer stuff.
Actually, he'll have heard it already at this point, though, won't he? Yeah.
Yes, so. Anyway, go on.
I have a couple of recommendations for you guys that I think you might like.
Yes.
The first one is on Game Pass, and it's called Lonely Mountains Downhill.
Oh, yeah.
Have you played this?
List.
Have you played this, Dan?
This is a biking game, so you probably would.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's not bad.
What do you think, Dan? Yeah.
It's kind of like a downhill version of Trials.
I was really thinking it looked like that,
yeah. But it's not quite as easy as Trials, to be honest.
Really?
I've enjoyed it.
Trials easy.
Because he says it's a downhill biking game where you have to complete various challenges like getting down the mountain in the quickest time possible, with the least amounts of crashes, etc. But there's also a nice exploration element in that you can find rest stops which serve as collectibles. It's a very Zen game. You making it not sound like a Zen game at all.
Well, probably because I've been trying to unlock new bikes so I can get to new areas and stuff.
Right, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's no music, just ambient nature sounds, but it's a lovely, simple game that reminds me of the old Trials game. So there you go. He's saying it's like Trials as well.
It's really good. It's well worth playing out. It's great to chill out to.
Cool.
It's very much a pick up and play game, but always leaves you wanting to have one more go.
Yeah. Cool.
The second game is called Landlord's Super. And I've seen this and nearly bought it a couple of times.
Super? Are you playing as a landlord? Is it like a simulator?
Yeah, it's made by Minxworks, who made the game Jalopy. And the game is set in the West Berklands in northern England in the 1980s. And it's about building your uncle's old council house. It's a building sim, essentially, but oozes charm, capturing the time period really nicely. You have to go down to the job centre to find odd jobs, which you then use to buy tools and materials to do the place up. Plenty of humour, and the music is good too. You can go to the pub as well, so you can go and have a pint in the pub with your mates and stuff.
All right.
But I have looked at this a few times and just not pulled the trigger. I'm like, I might buy it in the next Steam sale. I always forget about it when the Steam sale's on.
There you go.
So yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for
too?
that.
Is it on your wish list?
Yeah, I need to add it. I
That's
forget
what I do,
about it.
whenever there's a sale,
I know.
All right, let's see what's cheapest on my wish list. Beyond Eyes, I should.
I don't think
I'm not going to get it.
I don't think it's a lot of money either. I don't think.
It's $15.50.
Is it? I might wait till a sale. But yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about this game.
Cool.
It looks it's quite good.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I have, and it's really cool once you built your house and everything. Apparently, so yeah, and apparently there's quite a lot of story and stuff. There's stuff going on and conversations and people. Okay. So very good. Right, that's it. That's the just me. Let me just double check if there's anything else in his email. Oh yeah, plenty of humor. The music good. Anyway, thanks for all the hard work. So there you go. Thanks very much.
It's not a lot of hard work, but we make it look like we're doing hard work.
We do. We do make it look like
you're
we're
welcome.
doing
all the work. The work.
Oh, so much work.
Yeah.
Right. With the other email is the quiz as promised by Derek.
Yeah.
Send the answers to
Derek. It's time for the quiz. It's time for the quiz. We play the shitty sound clip when it's time for the quiz.
So this week's quiz is called "Say My Name, Say My Name." Quiz. There you go.
Right.
No, I didn't. No.
No,
what's in a name, veteran gamers? To some people, it's everything. But how good are you at linking a name to a movie franchise, video game franchise, or TV series? Let's find out.
I think I'm good, but then stuff happens, and I'm like, I'm not as good as I thought.
This quiz was prompted by someone at work saying James Bond was the only pseudonym used by the secret agent, and his real name was something else. Keep in mind for at least one of the clues. Okay. So here are 15 names, and all you need to do is say which movie franchise, video game franchise, or TV series they are associated with.
Okay.
No need to worry about actors' names for the win. And as usual, I will send the answers by SpeakPipe.
I got it here, ready to go.
You want some targets to aim for, so let me name them for you, and they are as follows. 1 to 8 points If only I could remember my name.
Okay.
9 to 11 points. Yes, really, that is my name. And 12 to 15 points. I am proud of my name. So here we go. Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Here we go.
I mean,
Name.
I'm ready. Dan?
Are you ready, Dan?
Yeah, I guess so.
You...
I hope so. We're counting on you, Dan.
I don't recognize any. Well, I think I recognize one.
Don't start us off with your failure.
Yeah, I'm going to be terrible. I'm hoping you two are good at this.
Well,
so, question number 1.
Okay.
Jessica Fletcher.
That's Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, you're right. It is.
Of course it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Am I playing the audio as we go?
Yeah. As always.
Okay, here are the answers to the name quiz. Number 1, TV series Murder, She Wrote.
Look at Dan. Thank God you're here.
Look at Dan. 1 point. 1 point.
We got
Woo!
one.
Right.
Woo.
Question number 2. John Clayton II.
Is that Phoenix Wright?
I wouldn't know.
No, Professor. No, it's not that either. I don't know.
Professor Layton.
Layton, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
John Clayton II.
John Clayton.
That's not the guy from Die Hard, is it?
No, that's McClane.
McClane, yeah. I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I guess we're taking an L on number 2. Derek, what is it?
Number 2, the real name of Tarzan.
Oh, well, okay. I
What?
don't feel bad about not knowing that.
Yeah, I would never have got that. John Clayton II. Who knew that?
Yeah, Clayton Manor.
Who knew? Question number 3, Beverly Crusher. I recognise this one.
That's Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Of course it is.
Right.
There it is.
Go
Beverly Crusher.
Look at Dan. Dan gets all the points. We don't know our own names.
Yeah, it is. We'll just let Dan get the points.
3, you could have either had Star Trek or Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah.
Very good.
Go ahead.
Number 4. Are you ready?
Yes.
Emmett von Braun.
Is that Emmett's Jug Band Christmas? No.
Isn't that Back to the Future?
Well, I thought that.
Who's Emmett von Braun? Back to the Future.
The thingy, the scientist, isn't it?
Is it Brown?
Oh, it's Doc Brown.
No, that's Doc
Yeah,
Brown.
but is that not his real name?
Braun? I didn't know he had a.
Emmett von Braun. It sounds right, doesn't it?
Chinny would know.
Chinny would have definitely known this.
See, if they're gonna put a Back to the Future question, if Derek's gonna put a Back to the Future question in, it better have a question in for me. I don't know. Let's say Doc Brown. Back to the Future.
I think that's got to be Doc Brown.
What choice do we have?
Number 4, the former real alternative name of Doc Brown from, of course, Back to the Future.
There you go.
There you go.
Chinny is yelling at his podcasting device of choice.
It is. Number 5, Jane Tennyson.
Jane Tennyson.
That's the female police officer. It's not with Bill. No. It's Prime Suspect.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
know.
yes. You see, I don't watch that, but it is. Yeah, I know that now that you've said it. Yeah, I don't watch it, but
Suspect, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Man, Derek's pulling some unusual choices here. Not Back to the Future, obviously, but.
Number 5, the main character from the TV series Prime Suspect.
Wow.
No, what you've got to understand is, dude, Prime Suspect has like been one of the biggest TV events in the UK over the last 2 years.
Yeah, okay. I shouldn't say that
Enormous.
Derek's choosing weird choices. I'm saying he's choosing things that I don't know about. He could
Yeah,
choose
you
Law and
wouldn't
Order,
know.
which is a huge TV going on here in the US, and I wouldn't know that. So.
Yeah, true.
But Tarzan and Prime Suspect are a little different from each other. So.
Yeah. Question number 6, George Bailey.
Ah, crap! I know that.
Yeah, well, I hope you do, because I have no idea. What about you, Dan?
That's
oh, here we go.
Christmas film. Angel
Christmas
gets the
film.
wings when the bell
Miracle
rings.
on 34th Street.
No.
Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life. That's
yeah.
See, I've never seen that either. I'm a terrible person.
Number 6, movie classic It's a Wonderful Life.
Good job, Dan. Look at Dan.
Never seen that. Question number 7, Anya Stroud.
Anya Oh no, I was thinking Arya. Anya
I have no
Well,
clue.
there's a graphic novel called Anya's Ghost, but I don't think that's it.
I
give up, man.
I can't think. No, I don't know that one.
So we're taking another L here. We got 5, which isn't bad so far. We've only missed 1 before this, but I guess we're missing another one. What is it?
7
Derek?
video games franchise, Gears of War.
Oh. Okay. Chinny would have gotten that one. Oh well, he wouldn't have gotten the 4 that Dan got. So screw Chinny.
Number 8, Jack Crawford.
Jack Crawford is Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal.
Yeah.
What? I got one. I'm useful.
Yeah.
It's Clarice Starling's boss.
It is.
Number 8,
a new TV show, by the way.
Hannibal TV series or Silence of the Lambs or any of its subsequent films.
Yeah, I actually watched all of those again recently. Not the show. I haven't seen the show yet, but Silence of the Lambs is a very, very good movie. It's transphobic, which is a problem, but it's still very good. Red Dragon the performances are great. Like Ed Norton and Ray Fiennes and not Paul Giamatti, Philip Seymour Hoffman and Harvey Keitel. Like they are all awesome in it. It's not really about anything. Like Silence of the Lambs is about coveting and like where we come from and relating. The relationship between Hannibal and Clarice is so interesting in Silence of the Lambs. Red Dragon is just like they're hunting a serial killer. That's kind of it.
Yeah, and it's got the stuff to do with Dante's Inferno, and it's more akin to that than
it's just
psychological.
On the periphery. It doesn't really go very deep into it. His relationship with the woman is the most interesting part of Red Dragon. I wish that would have been a bigger part of it. And then Hannibal, like it's a good movie, but it's mostly just like it's a hunt. It's a thriller about hunting for him. So
by the way,
I liked him a lot better when I was younger. Sorry, go on.
The TV show Clarice, that's been out recently.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a bit weird, man. We watched it. It's all right. It's all right.
They're just trying to milk that franchise for everything.
No, but this is the thing, right? Because they don't have the rights to Hannibal or Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, sure.
Then they're not allowed to mention his name. So in the TV show, they either call him the other psychiatrist, or the person you got wrapped up with, or something like this. So they're not allowed to refer to him by direct name, because obviously someone else owns the rights to it. It's just the weirdest.
There's the other thing too, like, that drives me nuts, is that like nobody has that many interesting things happen to them, and the idea that like one character would just keep having these intriguing adventures, like it just is exhausting.
You should watch Prime Suspect more.
Yeah. The weirdest thing about it is like it's set 6 months after obviously the events of Silence of the Lambs. So it's set quite, close to when it all went down.
So wait, it's in between Silence and Hannibal, or is it after Hannibal?
Yeah. So it's in between Silence, but you'd have thought it would have been like a Hannibal thing, Clarice trying to hunt down Hannibal, but because he couldn't have the access to that that part of the story, they couldn't do it.
And to be fair, like story-wise, they didn't know where he was. He didn't pop up. So the fact that he pops up at the start of Hannibal is kind of interesting. But anyway, all right, let's get back to this quiz. What's next?
Number 9, River Song.
What is it?
That's Firefly.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not. It's Doctor Who.
Yeah, it is Doctor Who.
It's Doctor Who. It's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
River Song.
Do you know? I hate myself because I'm like, I knew that straight away, the name River Song, but she plays like the baddie in Doctor Who.
Okay. Well, not the best.
Well, she's not really.
One of them.
Is she not?
River Song. Really.
Does she not like the alter ego of like whatever she's called? I can never remember.
No, she's. Oh God, she's the daughter of.
Yeah, but she's another Time Lord, isn't she?
Well, sort of. Yeah, It's weird. She's kind of like the Doctor's on and off again girlfriend.
Right.
But she's also the daughter of the two that were in. Oh God, I've forgotten their names. The ginger-haired lass and her husband.
Amelia, is it Amelia Thingy Pond?
Yeah. It's their daughter. She's their daughter.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is weird. That was when Doctor Who was still quite good.
Yeah. Before it got ruined by Moffat and.
Yeah.
All right, Derek, confirm that we are correct about this one.
Number 9, of course, TV series Doctor Who.
Doctor.
I see what you did there.
Number 10, David Webb.
Well, I know Gary Webb was one guy who wrote Dark Alliance, but that's not. Maybe David's his brother. I don't know. I have no idea.
We're not doing very well with these, are we?
Well, we got 6 out of 10 so far. It's not horrible.
I don't know.
No idea.
No idea. Derek, we give up. Tell us.
Number 10, that was the real name of Jason Bourne.
Ugh.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you only had that on screen for a second, and I don't even know if anybody ever says it. I don't think I should be expected to know that. I'm mad. I should have known that. I've seen those movies quite a few times.
Yeah, I would have had no clue. Number 11, Tifa Lockhart.
That's Final Fantasy.
Oh, it is. You're right. Absolutely.
See, never played it. No idea.
Specifically 7.
Number 11, you could have either had Final Fantasy or Final Fantasy 7.
That's right. Go get him. Dan is carrying this team, man. Let me tell you what.
Okay. Number 12, Matt Murdock. I did wonder, is this Murdock from Lethal Weapon? But I don't know any.
What? Say what?
No, it's not, is it? That was
Murphy.
Murphy. That was Murphy, not Murdoch.
Murphy.
Yeah, it's Murphy, isn't it? I couldn't think of another. I saw it like,
the A-Team. Maybe.
Oh,
Murdoch.
is it?
There's a Murdoch in the
Oh, it
A-Team.
could be.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Let's
could
go
be
with
right.
that.
I think
a
that's
safer
right.
bet.
That feels
Okay.
right.
Fingers crossed.
Number 12
Fingers crossed, people.
was Daredevil.
Oh.
Oh,
Never mind.
got that wrong.
Would have no clue. Oh well.
Whatever.
Number 13, April O'Neil.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh my God,
we're
you
in
two
a
are
sewer,
such
Amy.
nerds.
I'm guns to talk about the turtles.
You're such nerds, you two.
Oh yeah, okay,
honestly.
Stu. We're doing a video game podcast. You're answering questions about famous TV shows.
God.
Number 13,
No.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And you just got done complaining about the story lore of a TV show based on a movie based on a book, so you can't call anyone anything. We're at
number
14. We're at 8. I don't know how to count. All right, so one more, and we're up to the second tier of
I think we
success.
need to do this. I don't know.
We're not going to get to that third tier, but we can get to the second one. I believe in us.
Number 14, Brian Mills.
Brian Mills.
Brian Mills.
Brian Mills.
I have no idea.
Dan, I don't know what you got.
No, I've got nothing.
Let's just pull something out of our ear. Hawaii 5-0.
There you go.
14, the Liam Neeson character from Taken.
Oh crap.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah,
I've never seen them.
I hate Liam
I haven't
Neeson.
either, and I don't really care.
Ugh. I hate him. Every film he does is
All right,
every film he does is the same.
You're not going to talk shit. No, it's not. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Schindler's
it
List?
is.
Schindler's List, really?
Well, all right. Every recent film he's done is the same.
I agree with that. And I don't blame you if you hate his recent work, because he's obviously gotten lazy. To be fair, Widows is not the same as other movies he's done, but it's not a great movie. Anyway, we got one more try. All right, this is it. People. Either we succeed by getting that second tier, or we're failures and we fail.
I hope Dan knows this. I don't juke my two knows. Here we go.
Let's find out.
Carrie Bradshaw.
Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Woo!
Again, never seen it.
I haven't either. Well, I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes, but
I had an ex that was obsessed with it.
Okay. Yes, it is our name.
And finally, number 15, it was Sex and the City.
What?
There you go. Yes, really.
Answers.
That is my name.
Yeah,
Thank you, Derek. It was a good quiz, although I was crap at it.
Kevin, I think with Chinny we probably would have gotten 6 or 7, but I think Dan really took us over the edge.
I think Dan pulled it out of the bag there for us.
Well done, Dan.
Yeah, well done, Dan.
Yeah.
And that's about it, people. We need to do some shout outs, get the hell out of here. So as the guest this week, we get Dan. To do the first
it's time for a shout out. Hey!
Well, I'm going to go for some shameless self-publication
Do it,
and say go and listen to Joysticks and Chill podcast. There's me and 3 other guys on there, and it's really good. So yeah, shout out to John, and Jay.
John, and Jay. I like that.
Yeah.
It rolls off your tongue.
Yeah, it doesn't work if one of them says the names because Dan doesn't fit with it, but it's fine if I say it.
I don't know. Dan, John, and Jay. I think that works.
Yeah, maybe. It sounds a bit like the Waltons saying good night.
Good night. Good night, John boy.
Yeah, so check. I don't know. We don't have like a hard and fast weekly thing because everyone works different shifts and things. So it's as and when
It'll
we
be
can
out
get
when
a
it's
shout
out.
out.
Just
When it's out,
listen
man.
to what's available and shut
And
up.
just get it, subscribe. That's all you need to do. And when it's out, it'll just like deliver itself to you.
Yeah,
exactly.
There you go.
Stu, what you got?
I'm going to shout out Dan for obviously coming on at short notice to fill in for Chinny. Obviously, shout out Chinny and hope everything's okay with him. And shout out Antonio, who did offer to fill in if Dan couldn't do it. So there you go.
I'd like to thank him as well. I only saw your messages because he messaged me on Steam. So
yep.
Cheers, Antonio.
I know, yeah, I'm terrible. I should have thought of Steam, really. That was a bit silly on me. So there you go. So thanks, Dan. And obviously you, Duke, for doing all the technical stuff and getting your mic sorted out eventually.
When I started up, people, my camera just wasn't working, so I was freaking out. But I kept, in those moments, I'll tell you something, people, this mindfulness stuff works. Because in that moment, I was like, all right. And I just started, at this point, I'm just verbalizing. Whatever I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, I'm really angry, I'm stressed, I'm tense, but it's okay. Don't panic. Restart your computer, okay. And that did it. So when you're in those moments of stress, man, but here's the thing. You got to get familiar with that baseline by doing a little mindfulness every once in a while so that you can know what you're aiming for. And then you realize you're all tense and stressed, and you be like, okay, I'm going to try to let that go. And then now it's all cool. So this too shall pass.
And you realize the answer is turn it on and off again.
In this case, yeah.
The universal fix for everything.
Yeah, I'm going to shout out Ian Williams because he was responding to some stuff on Twitter. And Amar is so nice because there was this whole thing. Someone was like, name a better trio, I'll wait. And someone had done, I don't know, Destiny's Child or whatever. And then somebody gave a pic of Nirvana. And then Amar said, that's easy. It's Chinny and Duke and Stu from the Veteran Gamers. I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
There you go.
And,
thanks, Amar.
Yeah. Tainted Brain is always fun and supportive on Twitter. And Colin All Cars was saying some stuff about Rocket League. And yeah, everybody. Oh, and Rich Webster. I tweeted a thing about 80s news screens, and he said, I don't know if I'm getting the news or I'm in the final round of Supermarket Sweep. So thanks to him. And Jacinta, she has been sending some things over email, and she's writing a piece that's very interesting about choice and role-playing games and stuff. So
Her name is Jacinta.
Shout out to her, and shout out to the Duchess for taking the lead on burying the possum. And shout out to the possum because I hope he had a good
taking
life
the
on
lead
land.
on burying the possum.
Yeah. And
is
shout out to everyone listening. And SLH, of course, for doing our social media stuff. And
Cheers.
Chinny,
Still busy on the Discord.
And I guess
thanks, Dan, again. I think it is it. I think that's it.
Okay.
If you like this podcast, there is another site you should check out, which is called VGHub.net.
Go to VGHub.net, people, and send me memorials for Amar, or Gary. I want to put up a memorial page, and I want people to write something about Gary so that I can, and add me some pictures so I can do that. All right, thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, crap. Sorry, I accidentally used the wrong tab.
What?
Why don't you just switch off the television set and go and do something less boring instead? Sitting at home, watch TV, heard it all so good to me. Why don't you?
Schoolwork, yay!
I'm going to do exactly what I have to do for tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'll be better rested, and I can work hard tomorrow.
Gosh, you can. There you go. Well, thank you. Have you stopped the stream? Are we streaming still? Or is that
I just stopped the
there?
recording, and let me stop the stream.